Hallelujah.
Yeah,
YHWH'S.
MELCHIZEDEK music, full tribe static addict. You know what it is. Body of the Messiah, the veil of a Mashiach, the anointed.
Put on a Mashiach.
71.
Yeah.
Warring with the flesh is the ultimate fight.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
The Torah is the lamp of light.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
Obedience over sacrifice.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Walk in faith and we follow Christ.
Yeah.
Living life as an Israelite.
The anointed. Priestly appointments, lust that is waiting me. I pray for the atonement, assassinate my character. Play Hebrew to man respect. Church, it's the mystery, so I move in circumspect. Many failed relationships, mental slaves replace the ships. False tales escapes her lips while she distract me with her hips. Different bullets, same gun. Satan tried to gain one. I needed love, so he washed me with the blood of his only son. Yeah, they talk behind my back while smiling in my face. Meanwhile, I'm manifesting in my daily Torah meditation. Repentance, redemption. You say you're not sick, but I see the symptoms. Messiah healed the nations. Faith, practice, patience. No man knows the day, so it's safe to say we waiting. Fear God and guard His commands. Make commands and shine your light. When you're doing right, just know you're living a life of an Israelite. Yeah. Warring with the flesh is the ultimate fight.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
The Torah is the lamp of light.
Yeah.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
Obedience over sacrifice.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Walk in faith and we follow Christ.
Yeah.
Living life as an Israelite.
Always promised to me, so why you honoring he? My people die because the trap in the streets. You live or die, breathe easy, but asthmatic he beat. You put the judge himself checking before I flex on these beats. The day in life of an Israelite. The feds looking for me, plus my woman on the ish. My haters still got a wish, and I can give it to them. Revenge, a cold dish, it's all subliminal. The lynch mob, gorillas in the midst. Or I beat the shine, Tatum, the general, still miss. Precious gift, whoever can get it from off their lips. Deuteronomy, Leviticus, prophecy, slave ships. I've seen it all, from the stab in my back to my hips. And yeah, they talking, but emotional facts. That's all it for Hebrew Israelite. Promise to seed, so don't trip. Yeah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they still ain't used to I. They scream Hosanna, then it's crucified. Yeah.
Warring with the flesh is the ultimate fight.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
The Torah is the lamp of light.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
Obedience over sacrifice.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Walk in faith and we follow Christ.
Yeah.
Living life as an Israelite.
I set apart. That's when the real drama started. I ain't stressing off that. Yahweh got my back. I knocked at the pet spot. Sometimes the wicked in this lamb take it too far. He was a soldier, 10 toes down like the ox standing next to me. Well versed in the scripts and bang the word in the street. You never know when it's your time to take a nap. So make your election sure, cause you won't be back. Gratefully the Most High will give me grace. In my carnal life, I would take your case. Now I would give you my peace if it helps your faith. Trying to make up for my past before it's too late. You got the tic-tac master running the states, while hunting booty steadily up in the stakes. I pray Yahweh come and burn this place. And when I shed this flesh, I see them pearly gates.
Yeah.
Warring with the flesh is the ultimate fight.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
The Torah is the lamp of light.
The day in life of an Israelite.
Yeah.
Obedience over sacrifice.
The day in life of an Israelite.
walk in faith and we follow pride.
Yeah.
Living life as an Israelite.
71 music.
Took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We were conscious.
71 music.
MELCHIZEDEK music. Always found my face at the bottom of a bottle of liquor, drowning my strongholds while poison my liver. But YAHWH delivered, but that chip on my shoulder got bigger. Lust took control of my system, ego swallowed my wisdom. Through it all, I am a victim. At least that's what I told myself. Meanwhile, Bible collecting dust on that old bookshelf, trying to point the finger but can blame no one else. It was me, eyes wide shut so I couldn't see, robbing niggas with a pistol that was bigger than me. Like, give me all you got, I'll make you bleed. The courts found me guilty, I was labeled insane. The judge said to me the 3 is to change. My doing time in the cage, something changed. My eye open, now I'm focused. I shed a tear when I wrote this, cause I know this, that I'm conscious. Yeah, no longer a convict to conflict, righteous over nonsense. We layers to this content while searching through the fine print. You the head of struggle, safe to say I got it honest. Salute the most high, I'm paying homage. Took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
A
and I
reflection.
realized
You need
I
a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living a lie. Many struggles in my life,
A
but I
reflection.
survived.
You need a
There's really no
spiritual
difference between
inspection.
you and we want conscious.
Hustling backwards, I was chasing an illusion. 1 minus 2, that's a loss, it ain't a movement. Plus I'm getting fronted, still broke, who I'm fooling. Risking my life and time, answer the confusion. And I got a different woman 7 days out the week. Spirit thin dividends and I ain't getting sleep. Warning from the Holy Spirit, I don't even speak. The pastor when he preach make the Bible seem weak, so I can't relate. Even though I'm blood related to the one made in his image, the first created. An Israelite life for real, that's not debated. He always been there, so it's time, it ain't belated. Walking in his marvelous light, it feels amazing. Light, body, spiritual vibe is what I'm raising. Live your life, but don't forget about your lessons. It's called reflection, the spiritual inspection.
Myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
A
and
reflection.
I realized
You
I
need a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living a lie. Many struggles in my life,
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
You and I, we
See, I
want
was a
conscious.
whoremonger, chasing stray. And if she crossed my path, I tried to have my way. All praises to the Most High for giving me grace. Now I can make amends for my wretched way. I did a self-checking, didn't like what I saw. I was doing common sense, but set apart. I had to make a change, started with the word. I quickly realized we was living the curve. Now I let the eye, but got my steps. And the next thing you knew, all my stress and legs. Now I have shalom all in my life. Until my last breath, I'ma fight to do what's right in the Most High side.
I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
A
and
reflection.
I realized
You need
I
a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living a lie. Many struggles in my life,
A
but I
reflection.
survived.
You need a
There's really
spiritual
no difference
inspection.
between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a life. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We one conscious
South 71 Music.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. If I can be heard, y'all, give me a 9 up in the chat. Bless up. Let's work. Let's work. Good to see y'all in the building. Bless up. Bless up. All praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, the creator, the owner, creator, the possessor of all, the all in all, the ever present, the always was, is, and ever shall be, the mighty Yahuwah. I salute you all in the name of the Most High creator. Bless up. What's the word, family? Good to see y'all in the building. Good to see y'all striving every day, you know, to vibrate higher and higher and live to your highest life. You did. So, you know, love and light to all the family in the building. I see y'all in the building. Dreadful Cosmon in the building. That's my brother YAH'KI from Cali. Bless up, King. Cosmon to the faithers. Shout out to my Nazarene and Saint brothers and sisters. Shout out to the sisterhood, period, man. Shout out to the brotherhood, which includes the sisters. You did. And the brotherhood we talk about encompasses the heavens and beyond. You dig? So we ain't tribe banging. We ain't camp banging. You dig? We ain't ethnicity banging, right? We charging our people to live to their highest light. That's what it is. You understand? Sincerely love one another and get this thing done. You feel me? Obviously, whatever else we've been doing ain't been working. You dig? So shout out to my brothers. Yehuda Israel in the building. Shout out to the sisters. Bless up, Yehuda Israel, my beloved brothers. Shalom to the King. Set apart living. City of Compton, Ahuba in the building. Bless up, love. You already know. We got to get you somewhere so we can go ahead and get you in the kitchen somewhere and, you know, battle bag and sell that. You know, we need to make that happen. Oh, wait. Bezel the oil like my brother from the A. Bless up, King. Salute to you and your entire family, your children, your mama, your siblings, all of it. Bless up. Sister Tikva in the building. That's another one that's gold fingers. That's another one cold with them hands. You dig? When it come down to that cooking and all that. Shout out to Sister Tikva. Y'all. Bless up. All praises. My brother Shimshon, the dreaded writer, Shimshon, my beloved brother out of Texas, Chicago, everywhere. Bless up, bro. Bless up, bless up. Abundant blessings, love and light in the name of the Creator. Bless up. Kepha Yisrael, my beloved brother. Shalom, King. What's the word? Yeah, that's some of that old folk tribe static addict music there, y'all. There's a mixtape we put out back in like 2017, something like that. Yeah, all praise, all glory. Time for some new music. New understanding comes new music. Who else we got up in here? Stephanie Randall, pretty face. Bless up, love. Blessings. Stephen Spiritual Light Shock. Happy Soul Day, my beloved brother. Salute. Salute. We got the Bronze Yoga Report in the building. Producer of the Millennium. My beloved brother. Right here on the east side of the Mississippi River. We need the link, King. Bless up. Print Blake, my dirty South brethren. YAH'KI. Birmingham, Alabama. Bless up, man. Abundant blessings. And may the angels of comfort you and your family, brother. You dig? May everything you touch turn to gold, King. Bless up. My elder sister from Florida, MALAKIMAC Yisrael. Bless up, bless up. I salute you on your journey. Divinity Islam, another east side brethren. Shalom. What's the word? All right, we got the Swift Messenger in the building. Hebrew Faith is 144, the Swift Messenger. You dig? Don't nothing get past her. Sis, like y'all seen Thor. Idris Elba was the gatekeeper. You're like, man, I can see in the 9 different worlds. Ain't nothing getting past me. That's a Swift Messenger right there. Bless up. Bless her. Who else we got up in here? I see y'all. Kanaya Albat, Ima Robbie Dobbs in the building. Bless up. Line of y'all. Bless up. All right, I see Facebook user. Gorgeously designed, my beloved sister, the goddess. Bless up, queen. What's the word? Daryl Brown. Okay, y'all in the building. Blessings, abundant blessings to everybody in the chat. Juju, Daddy Baby, my oldest daughter. Look at you with that baby picture up, girl. Little baby teenager now. Bless up. All right. All praises. I see y'all in the building. Tillman of Judah, SEAL Team 144. SEAL Team 12 in the building. I know some of my people into the martial arts. My brother right here is the sniper of the highest caliber. Hit you from over a mile out. Calculate the rotation of the earth, the velocity of the wind. Hey, I'm telling you, hey, bro, no joke, man. Shout out to my brother Tillman of YAHWH'S, brother. Bless up. Yourself the Nazarene. I ain't seen you in here, King. Bless up. Somebody else from DC, Baltimore area, DC, Maryland, and all that. Bless up, y'all. I see y'all in the building. All right. Who is this? No sex, fine, nothing. Get up out of here. Malaki, you all together on her. The Russian whores always trying to attack. Now let's get into this. I'm good to see y'all in the building. Bless up. Peace, love, light, and healing to the brothers and sisters. Peace, love, light, and healing. All right, let's work. Y'all see the title, Discipline and Divinity. Discipline and divinity really is discipline leads to divinity. Basically, that's where I was going with that. All right, let's get into some of this, though. We're going to go first. We're going to go to the book of discipline. All right, let's share this. Dang, and let's work. Y'all ain't come to hear me exchange fancy and smooth soliloquies, correct? All right, so let's work. Let's not play. Let's get to it. We in the book of discipline, chapter 10. All right. God reveals the cure for remorse. Right? Something we all have had. All right. Gotta know how to deal with that. All right. Chapter 10 and 1. Be patient, old man, with your neighbor and your brother. Be patient with your neighbor and your brother. Something that we need bad as a people is patience. We in the microwave generation, right? You want everything as a quick fix. You want it now, and we so impatient. If you're dealing with a microwave, you'll open the microwave up before it even stops working. Everybody else that deal with a microwave got a number left on the screen. Like, that's how short our patience is, to where we won't even wait for the food to finish cooking all the way with the microwave. We'll open the microwave up with like 15 seconds left on that deal. A minute left on that deal. You understand? So patience is something we need bad as a people. We are in the microwave generation, quick fix. We want it now. We don't even got enough patience to watch the microwave do its work. All right, look at this. Many men are far short in righteousness and without strength to accomplish to the extent the mind conceives. That's a fact. You know, the next brother and sister may not be as strong as you, mentally or spiritually speaking. You understand? They may not be where you at. So it's calling for us to be patient, because many men have fallen short or far short in righteousness and without strength to accomplish to the extent the mind can see. They talking about they without mental strength. You see? So we need patience and suffer lamentably for having done wrong with none to relieve them. That's hell on you, boy. You know you done did something. You ain't got no way to let this out. You understand? Your whole body is off balance. You done straight brought disease right into your body. That's hell if you going through something and you have no way to get it off. Look at this. For which reason you should provide them honorable comfort. We have to learn patience with our brothers and sisters. We talking about rising up. We talking about being divine. We talking about having thousands and millions of years of experience in the unseen realm. Where you got to understand, angels who work for the Creator are patient. You see what I'm saying? We need that. So we should be a comfort or succor to those, you understand, who may be going through that. You never know. If your mind in the wrong condition, y'all, you can cause yourself to have an anxiety attack, a panic attack, a stroke, a heart attack. We should be there comforting the brothers and sisters, especially since we click, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, we click together. You know what I mean? With that, everybody has issues that they're dealing with, whether it's vices, you understand, whether it's these unclean spirits they battling with. So we ought to be patient with our brothers and sisters and always be a vessel of comfort, of succor to the brothers and sisters. Look at this. In ancient days, such ones confessed to a priest, and he pardoned them
by which they were quieted and relieved of great distress. Notice they had to still get it off, though. You understand? Why you think a lot of people go to therapists? Not a lot of our people, but there's a lot of people that can afford a therapist. Because the first step to healing on any level, you got to let it out. You got to get it off your chest. You feel a lot better. You understand? But that's the first step to any healing. You can't build in the midst of a whirlwind. Shout out to the singing literature. You understand? Your body has to be your body and mind has to be at a state of balance, especially your mind. You understand? To receive that balance within your body or that healing. All right. So notice in the ancient days, you had to go confess to a priest. But notice what? Which they were quieted and relieved of great distress. And a lot of time it was said, confess one another. But in this day, neither of these is compatible with the intelligence of those who shall be of YAHWH'S kingdom or Jehovah's kingdom. So yeah, in ancient times, it was to a priest, later on to one another. In this day, that's not compatible. There's been an upgrade. There's been an upgrade. You understand? A lot of people don't want to deal with that. Well, everything that you deal with from your computer, the computer we on right now, the TV, the phones, everything goes through an upgrade. You see what I'm saying? So this is showing you progression dealing with Creator. Creator is progressive, and he never stopped creating. That's the whole point. And look, every astrophysicist will tell you the universe is what? Expanding. It's growing. You see that? Look at this right here. Let's get back to this. It says right here. But in this day, neither of these is compatible with the intelligence of those who shall be of YAHWH'S kingdom. If then a man has remorse for having wronged a brother or a neighbor, he shall acknowledge it so to that member, and this shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. You see what the Creator, you see what YAHWH is saying in this day? Huh? Yeah, you spilled it, you clean it up. You wronged your neighbor, go make that right with him. And that's restitution. You ain't even got to be bringing it back up. You ain't got to be doing none of that, but go get that right. You see? Whoever you wrong, right your wrongs. Right? Go get that right. You ain't got to go to no priest. You ain't got to go to somebody else who ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, bro, man, you know I stole $200 from bro, man. Go get that right yourself. Go to the person that you wrong and admit that. Look them in their face. You dig? And let them know that you're here to ask for forgiveness because you feel sorry for what it is that you did. Yeah, that's how you handle that. You dig? And notice it's restitution. For anybody that's been locked up before, you got to pay restitution. And this should be restitution or repayment, right? Even as if the wrong had not been committed. You see that? You got remorse. You know you did something wrong. Go make that right. That's it. You see how the accountability is on you. Creator's taking all that. You're not about to be throwing what you doing on the blood of Jesus. You ain't finna be playing around and acting like you got to get out of jail free card. No, we ain't finna play with you. You spilled it. Go get the mop, clean it up. You are responsible for you. You understand? Messiah came and taught you how to live according to the highest light and the highest ideal, which is Creator. Came and taught the higher Torah and all that. You understand? You supposed to handle up the same way. That's it. Look at this. Verse 9. But if he has wronged the community, then he shall acknowledge it to the whole assembly. And that shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. You see that? You're responsible for who you injured, you got to repair. All right? You bring an injury, you got to bring a remedy. You understand? And that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. All right. Verse 10. In either case, he shall take to himself no further sorrow, remorse or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward, except to comfort him. We got that bad too. We love bringing up stuff from 5 years ago, 1 year ago, last week, a couple months ago. You understand? And, you know, it could be in a situation where the actual person doesn't apologize to you and everything. We got that bad. You understand? But we expect for the Creator to have patience with us and give us restitution. Right? In either case, he shall take to himself no further sorrow, remorse, or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward. So after you done righted your wrongs, then guess what? It's on you to command your mind not to fall into a place of being remorseful or sorrowful. You did what you did to bring restitution to the situation, right? And guess what? Nobody else can ever speak of it again, as if it never happened, unless it's to comfort him. That's it. Look at this. But in all cases, confession shall be made in the name of Yahuwah. And forgiveness likewise. Yep, in the name of Yahuwah. So I forgive you, or we forgive you in the name of the Creator. You know what I mean? Or please forgive me in the name of the Creator. See? But whoever seeks to justify himself or to make it appear that he was only partly culpable, or that another led him into it, that man should not be forgiven. Yeah, because you're not going to take responsibility or own it. You ain't going to own up to what it is you did. See, so Creator ain't finna play with you, right? You feeling remorseful and sorrowful for a reason, because guess what? You done violated the spiritual laws of the Creator, so you got to go make that right with the one you violated. But don't come half-cocked. You understand? Take responsibility for it, and in doing that, you understand, you are not only forgiven, it's restitution, and it's to never be brought up again. But you're not about to come around trying to justify yourself, right? That leads to not being forgiven. If he were led into it, then he who led him knows it and shall exonerate him. Whoever Yahuwah has created in proximity as to time, country, place, and association, the same shall not be far distant on many occasions in the next world. So look around. Even if you don't believe what we're saying, the whole point is just to make you aware. That's it. You understand? You can't unring the bell after that, right? To make you aware of, you understand, the travel or the journey of one spirit once you cross over, right? So, it's, you know, Owaspi gives you different setups and scenarios. Like you peep how their government is ran. So there's a government in my higher heavens. You understand? You peep how there's nurseries and factories and all that. You peep how newborn children are born in the flesh, where there are newborn spirits born into the spirit. Who are their guardians? Who take care of them? You dig? And it's billions of them at one time comes. You understand what I'm saying? So the beautiful thing about a lot of this is he gives you examples of what to expect based off what you already live and see. That's tight. That's tight. Look at this. It says, and in time to come, they shall be as if in a house of glass, and all the deeds done while in mortality shall be read as if in an open book. Yeah. Yeah. Out of wronging your neighbors and all that, you got to answer that. Right? And guess what? All your deeds will be shown. Look at this. For which reason you should not linger by the wayside when you have wronged any man or the community. Like, don't hesitate, but go quickly and confess, so that your spirit becomes pure in the sight of Yahuwah. Yahweh, Jehovah. You see, he said, don't tarry, don't tiptoe through the tulips. If you know you've wronged someone, go make it right, that your spirit may be pure in his sight. You see, that your spirit may be pure in the sight of your Creator. Look at this. Look at this right here. Though you grieve, saying, shall I humble myself? I say to you, this is godliness, for it is the purification of yourself and the beginning of power. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah. But if a man wrongs himself as by pollution, dissipation, or otherwise, this is sin against Yahuwah, and he shall confess privately to him, making a covenant with his Creator to do so no more, which if he keeps, then the wrong is forgiven him, and he shall have peace of soul. That's tight. See, so that is about the cure for remorse, because a lot of us are remorseful and sorrowful, you dig, but you really don't know a proactive way of getting rid of that remorse. You understand? Right here, it just shows you individually and dealing with community. You understand? Shows you both sides of the spectrum. All right, and how you not to be justifying yourself, man. Own up to that, and it'll never be brought up again, as if it never happened. You understand? Straight up. And that right there, how comfortable you gonna be having to come look people in the eye over and over again that you constantly wronging? You feel me? That in itself gonna make you say, well, dang, last time that did not feel good. I'm getting mean mugged by all them because of my wickedness. You see what I'm saying? Straight up. So right here's chapter 11. God shows that the renunciation of the Uzians is necessary. Y'all getting some understanding so far? Give me a 9 up in the chat. Bless up, family. I see y'all in the building. Fritz, Foxwell, but Shalom King. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. I see y'all in the building. Hey, give me a 9 in the building. Y'all get some understanding. You dig? All right, that's tight right there. Right there, the cure for remorse. All right, we gotta learn. We gotta learn to have patience, and we gotta learn to forgive. You talking about vibrating high? Angels that are in service to the Most High are not acting like we act on earth. You understand? They're not selfish. They're not, none of that. Angry. They're not, vengeful, vindictive. None of that. None of that. You dig? They're high-raised, once living mortals, high-raised angels, you understand, who have learned to control the carnal mindset. You see, and that's where we going. So with that, you got to learn patience and you got to learn forgiveness. You understand? Because strip off that, those are divine attributes of who we call the Most High, the Creator, Yahuwah. Those are his divine attributes, patience and forgiveness. If he acted the way we act, then we all would be wiped out of existence. So we got to learn patience with the family, man. Yes, it's paramount. You dig? And there ain't no need for you to even be speaking on the bad that your people are doing. They may be struggling with that. You dig? Speak about the good they are doing. Hug on them and encourage them to be better that way. Every man, woman, and child already know they doing wrong. They don't need you to come around them talking something. You all, yeah. You keep doing that, Ak. You gonna bust hell wide open. Ak, sister, did you come outside without your dress on? Huh? Oh, you gonna bust the lake of fire wide open. Woman, is you speaking up in her? You dig? So we gotta learn our patience, and we gotta learn also, once we've did the proper steps and being to achieve restitution, we gotta command our mind not to be sorrowful of it anymore. You understand? So it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Let's get back to it. Chapter 11. All right, Book of Discipline, chapter 11, verse 1. Attend, O man, to the discourse of your God upon the second resurrection in heaven, and apply these principles to founding Yahweh's kingdom on earth. So understand what it takes to achieve the second resurrection. All right. And once you understand that, apply that proactively to your reality here now. Yeah. Look at this. Many come to my holy place saying, hear me, O God, I am weary of the first resurrection and the earth. Open the gates of paradise to your servant. And I say to them, whoever will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. See, so you mean to tell me ascension has to do with detachment? How many of us really ready for that? Right? Sacrifices that must be made. One of them is total detachment. Whew. Boy, that's hard there. Because you think about it, if you had to be in Bolivia tomorrow, right? If you had to be in the Congo tomorrow, if you had to be in Jerusalem tomorrow, you did, and there's some type of excuse on why you can't make it, then you're attached. And we all are in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You understand? But those who have achieved the second resurrection are no longer attached to anything earthly. They're not bound to it. Riches, possessions, children, brotherhoods, cliques, and none of it. Camps, organizations, none of it. And I say to them, whoever will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. But whoever cannot, in heart, mind, and soul, renounce all that is below, is not prepared to enter. Don't we need to know that? You see, this makes a lot of arguments go away, because you argue about earthly things. You ain't arguing about the second resurrection. You ain't like, well, look, do you know everything we arguing about only proves that we are not even at this point ready to even enter the second resurrection. Look at this, verse 4. Has Yahuwah not said, on earth, husband and wife shall be the model and key of my kingdom? As woman forsakes father, mother, brother, and sister, and becomes one with her husband, so do those entering my organic heavens forsake all the earth and the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of your God. See, so we can stop all the milly mouthing, the jaw jacking. We can stop all the arguing. Look, none of that. Look, all that is just keeping us bound further to the earth and the lower heavens. You see that? In order to achieve, to get to, and the second resurrection, y'all, ain't even ethereal. It ain't even the emancipated heavens. You understand? It's like the in-between before you graduate and experience the emancipated heavens, the heavens outside of the earth's heavens, the atmosphere and all that. You understand what I'm saying? So look at this right here. It says, as woman forsakes father, mother, brother, and sister, and becomes one with her husband, so do those entering my organic heavens forsake all the earth and the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of your God. So that's what it takes, y'all. Righteous works and a certain mindset of detachment. You see, if someone can voice an opinion about you and you shut down and you straight like are totally so offended and it lives in your head rent free, you're not ready for the second resurrection. You understand? If you arguing and getting in fights over who a better athlete, LeBron James or Michael Jordan, you're not ready for the second resurrection. Right? It's total detachment from sensual or earthly desires and pleasures and affiliations. You understand? It's purely about raising up others. That's it. Look at this. For unless the mind and heart are one with my holy place, the love of improvement would also depart out of that man's soul. You see, every last one of us is supposed to have a love, a divine spark or love of constant improvement, constant betterment. Right? And the creator saying, or true God, son of the creator, is saying, you can't even experience where I'm at. And then where I rule from in the name of the creator, you can't experience none of that unless your mind and heart are one with my holy place. Without that, the level of improvement will depart out of your soul. Isolation belongs below the second resurrection, but unity is within it. So isolation, individuality is me, I got mine, you better get yours, and all that jazz. You understand what I'm saying? Right? That ain't like that won't get you into the second resurrection. You'll be trapped to the lower heavens and the earth once you cross over. But unity is within it. It's all about brotherhood, sisterhood. Now moving as a body, right? Coming together like in the book of Acts, Acts chapter 2, Acts chapter 4. You see how they mobilized in the communities and had all things in common, shared resources, right? We supposed to be moving as a body like that right now. And that shows if we're prepared for what we call the higher heavens. Look at this right here. Unity is within the second resurrection. He who has disciplined himself to be honest in his own sight may be in error. He who strives to do good on his own account may be in error as to an ultimate good. And in all cases, man alone is weak. By yourself, we are weak. We sitting ducks. Where you think you getting without a team? Anywhere. There ain't no Michael Jordan without the Bulls. There ain't no LeBron James, who he play for now currently, the Lakers. No, you ain't getting nowhere by yourself. Man alone is weak, yet no man can practice the highest while living with those who are inclined downward. That's a sobering reality. That's why, it's hard to walk if you don't agree. Or to be together if you don't agree. But it ain't like it can't be done. It ain't like it ain't been done before. All right. But it's just letting you know you can't practice your highest light while you live with those who are inclined downward. Wow. You know what I mean? Some words of wisdom. Look at that. In the second resurrection, look at this. In the second resurrection, the angels are relieved of individual responsibility. All matters being under the wisdom of the Holy Council, whose head is your God. We're going to read about the council that true God is the head of, appointed by the Creator himself, YAHWH. We're going to read a little bit about that today, because even if you don't believe what we about to go over, you understand, the whole point is just to make you aware. There's a whole system and order set up once you cross over. All right? System and order don't stop. You understand? Look at this right here. First on earth, monarchies, then republics, then fraternities, which are brotherhoods, the latter order of which is now an embryo and shall follow after both the others. Behold, how hard is it for an ignorant man to conceive of a state without a master, or for the people of a republic to understand a state without votes and majorities and a chief ruler. Yet such shall be the what? Fraternities or brotherhoods. Have they not resolved their colleges into teachers and pupils? By their superior knowledge, these heads receive their places, yet not as rulers, but teachers. Have they not resolved jurisprudence so that testimony governs the rulings? According to evidence adduced and the knowledge of the judge, so shall he decide, and not according to his own volition. Out of the wisdom of the college and the court, you shall discover the rules of brotherhood. So go look at the colleges and how they moving. And the court, you think all this is by happenstance or it's just an accident? They move a certain way? No, it's inspiration. Look at this. And by relieve, watch, rotation in office, preserve the brotherhood against caste and dictatorship. So the Creator's kingdom on earth or in the heavens is not about dictatorship. It ain't about caste. Like, okay, well, that's the rich, those are the middle class, and those are the poor. You know what I mean? And then you got the niggas. It ain't that. You understand? That Creator's kingdom ain't about none of that. There is no rich and there is no poor. Everything's provided for because we together and we share resources and we grow in wisdom, knowledge, understanding, love, and all that. You see that? Look at it. See to it then in departing out of us that you take with you only things that have proved good, the rest leave behind. As YAHWH gave woman to man, and the two become one in their aspiration, hope, and labor, and especially with reference to their offspring, so shall the members of the brotherhood fraternity be those who, having renounced all the world, can become one with one another, and especially for raising up the young to become the Father's edifice on earth. You dig? And that's what it's about, y'all. Affiliation. Look at this. As the husband is the representative head of the family, let the men listen to this, especially you super millie mouth brews. As the husband is the representative head of the family, yet he shall not tyrannize over them, nor by his rulings make himself a separate entity from the rest. Y'all hear this? If y'all getting some understanding so far, you did. We understand what the second resurrection is about, right? Our attitude, our behavior, our codes of conduct. You understand and what it takes. It takes detachment. You got to detach. If you're getting some understanding, go ahead and throw me an 8 up in the chat. Bless up, family. Love and light. Let me check the chat out real quick. We working. All right. We working. Yeah, brotherhood. That's what it's about. All right. And as we read through these things, we see that, a lot of us ain't where we thought we were. You know what I mean? A lot of us ain't where we thought we were. Yeah. Okay, I see the 8s. We working. Now, also, I be wanting to ask the question too, because we hear a lot of, jaw jacking and naysaying, but which is expected. But what have we read thus far that sounds evil? I ain't talking about previous videos. I asked the question, but today. All right. Today, so far, have you heard anything demonic, satanic, or evil? All right. Give me a 1 if you've heard something evil so far. Give me a 2. You dig? If what you're hearing resonates with you. All right. That's right. Still more work to be done. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, good. David Long, salute, bro. How you be? Blessings. I mean, we ain't reading. That's what I'm saying. So now we can understand the vibration, the millie mouth are coming in. Because as we read, we keep hearing a charge, evil, satanic, demonic. But as we read through it, that's not what we're getting out of it. You understand? And look, I can't make nobody make them type 2s in the chat. That's what they're saying. They're not hearing nothing evil. They're not hearing nothing evil. You see what I'm saying? So the scaring the superstitious Hebrews out here. You understand? You ain't doing nothing. I mean, you better off squirting a water pistol at an elephant. That's not going to stop people from going to search it out for themselves and make their own decision. You understand? And that's what y'all doing. So really shout out to y'all, because you ain't doing it but making people go look at it for themselves. You see? So we already know what kind of vibration you in when you come off like that, right? It's one of anger, lying because you ain't read nothing, right? Resentment, racism, all of it combined, anger, envy. That's all it got to be. Because if you claim it's that, and we read, and then we don't see that, right? And then we go ahead and turn the mirror back on you and say, nah, can we go examine what you be on and pick out what it is and what it ain't? You dig? And that's where the problem come in. Oh, no, see, no, see. But hold on, bro. We opened up what it is we be in. We opened up everything. We show the world. Here it is. This is what we read. Well, this is Nazarene, scene, literature, sky, earth, spirit, whatever. It's all type of, high vibrational books out there. You got to check it out yourself. And if it resonated, resonate. If not, then keep it moving. You got that right. And I've always said that. But you know what it is with our people? They want you to submit to their mindset. Meanwhile, no two people see anything alike. All right. Next chapter. Let's get into it. Next chapter. The book of discipline. All right, we ain't read nothing evil thus far. All right, the book of discipline, chapter 12, God discourses on love. 12:1. Many will come to you inquiring, what do you say about those who are married, having children of their own? Shall they so love the brotherhood in the kingdom of Yahuwah that they shall set aside their filial love, assigning their children wholly to the teachers day and night? Look at this, verse 2. You shall answer them, no. No, don't give your babies up. No, you shall answer them no. In all the fullness of their love, let them manifest to their little ones. Yeah, the guardians of those little children are the parents that the Creator gave them. No, let them manifest to their little ones. And let this be a testimony to those who have children, how hard it is for fondlings and orphan babes who have no one to love or caress them. And let this be a testimony to those who have children, how hard it is for fondlings and orphan babes who have no one to love or caress them, so that such parents may add others to their household also. We supposed to be looking out for the less fortunate, right? Relieve the widow and the fatherless. Rid them out of the teeth of the wicked or the mouth of the wicked. That's in the book of Psalms. Such parents may add others to their household also, showing no partiality. Right. So when you start taking in these orphans, you understand, and the less fortunate, as Creator commands, and guess what? The love you show to them can't be partial. You can't say the same love you got for your actual children that come from you, you must have for the stranger or the orphan. Right. And the truth about this, they supposed to feel that love. And this is the highest. Let me see right here. And this is, let's be a test. Okay. So that such parents may add others to their household also, showing no partiality. And this is the highest of all mortal attributes. To be impartial in love, not to abridge love, but to extend it. Godlike, embracing all people. So shall the members of the brotherhood labor with your God and his holy angels for the glory of who? The Creator, Yahuwah. The difference between God and Yahuwah, the Creator. God is a son of the Creator. A goddess is a daughter of the Creator. God, goddess, Lord, Lordess, none of them are worshipped. If they're in service to the Creator, none of them are worshipped. They will not accept your praise. They don't want you to pray to them. None of that. It all go to their Father, our Father, the Creator. See what I'm saying? They are called on to resurrect us, the angels or the high-raised angels or the low-raised, however, wherever they are. If they're in service to the Creator, their job is to shine light upon us and raise us up. And we're supposed to be like that with each other as well. All right? So there's a difference between the Creator and God. God is a son of the Creator. A goddess is a daughter of the Creator. But the gods and the lords and the Lord gods are never worshipped. If you are worshiping a Lord, a God, whoever, then that's not the Creator. The Creator is the Father of all that. All right, look at this. Chapter 13, discipline of destroyers and of builders. We working now. We working now. I know somebody probably done spilled their coffee by now. All right. Like I said, watch these trips. Perceive power. What you say? David Long said, what is scary and demonic to the Hebrew Israelite community? Like, say the lines, then strips them of their perceived power. I mean, hey, my brother Cosmon Kyle said it best yesterday. It's fear, man. You fear that your chestnuts are roasting on an open fire. False gods nipping at your nose. Like if the fear that your nuts are gonna roast forever. You dig? Everything you do is based off fear. Then. It ain't based off sincerity and love. It's based off fear. You see? Because you afraid that you really believe you serve a creator who's laughing and getting off of burning your ass for eternity. Are you serious? Come on, man. Stop it. And most of us are led by that fear. Claim we so devoted and all that. You only the way you act a super brew because you believe your chestnuts are going to roast forever on an open fire. That's it. It ain't because, man, I really love the Most High. I love his wisdom. I love what he's talking about. What I do because in all sincerity, I see the highest light and righteousness in it. It just makes sense. That most Hebrews ain't serving who they call God because of that. They serving God based off fear of their nuts roasting on an open fire forever. You did? I ain't want to say ain't no judgment of the Most High and all that, but who punishes forever? You got children? They ain't on punishment forever. And the whole point of a punishment is for what? For you to learn and get better. You can't learn and get better if your chestnuts are roasting forever. Stop it. Stop it. You never learn from that. You can never get better. You see? So we got to really re-examine a lot of this, man. Look at this. Of destroyers and builders, chapter 13, discipline. One goes about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of YAHWH. And his darn speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders in the written words, and he draws the populace along in the style of a gladiator. Speaks well, has a large following, very charismatic, daring speeches and good logic. You dig? Fancy soliloquies. You understand all that? But he's in error and he has a following. Look at this. Yet one such man that has organized a brotherhood for doing good, the world is not found. What is going on here? Yeah, you follow your mega pastors. Follow them. Yet one such man that has organized a brotherhood for doing good, the world is not found. Another man goes forth preaching in laudation of heavenly revelations and on the glory of YAHWH. The errors in inspiration he does not heed. The good he treasures. He may draw only a few to him, and his work may seem little. Shout out to the poor righteous teachers, man. It did. People don't know what you go through, man. Shout out to the poor righteous teachers, right, who dedicate their time and effort because they sincerely love raising up and helping and assisting others, man. You did. Shout out. So I salute you. I know the dedication it takes. I know the time, the effort. You dig? I know the personal scraps within your own personal life you got to overcome and deal with. You dig? I know the study and the meditation it takes to bring some out. There's a lot to go into bringing out lessons and all that, man. You don't just, you understand? Like you can do freestyles too, but if you putting something together, that takes a lot of concentrated mental fortitude, man. So I salute, you understand? I salute those who put in an effort, right, to consistently bring things out that they are being shown. You understand? But in time to come, his work becomes mighty over the whole world. He organizes his people in love and fellowship. The latter is a builder on YAHWH's edifice. Let these two examples stand before you. And when the speech of the vain man is directed against heavenly revelation, saying this is not of God, this is not of YAHWH, or this is not of angels, know then that this man is not a builder. You see how it gives you proactively how to identify who the mealy mouth, the naysayer, the jawjacker is. Then they are not builders. Because that's all we hearing now. What y'all read ain't of God. It ain't of our God, Yahweh. It's not of angels. This is made up out of the fabrication of a man's mind. That's what you keep hearing. But look what the wisdom just told us. Know then that this man is not a builder. But when a man says all things are of YAHWH, either directly or indirectly, whatever is good in them is my delight. Know that this man is a builder. See? So we need to be listening to the conversation of whoever come around. All things are of the Creator, either directly or indirectly. Whatever is good in them is my delight. See, that's somebody that's taking what he needs on his spiritual journey and proactively applying it to be better. All right? Gleaning, you dig? To strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it. This is excellent discipline. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That's hard. Y'all heard that? To strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it. This is excellent discipline. Dang. To be capable of judging the right and to ever practice it with a brotherhood. This is godliness. And the day you judge yourself as with the eye of your Creator, you are like one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. Yeah, when you judging yourself, examine yourself. If we would judge and examine ourselves, we wouldn't be judged. Meaning you're supposed to critique yourself. Right? Comb through your character with a fine-tooth comb. And be real with yourself. You understand? I'm off right there. I got to get strong right there in that area. But no, when you do that, you're judging yourself or critiquing yourself through the eye of your Creator. And that's like you are about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. That's where it starts. You can't be about truth if you're not real with yourself. Judge yourself. Judge yourself. You see that? Meaning critique yourself. All right? Look at this right here. Look at this right here. And the day you judge yourselves with the eye of your Creator, you are like one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. And the day you have rendered judgment against yourself for not practicing your highest light, like, dang, I could have been better at that. You understand? I actually could have fed that homeless person. You are like one departed from a coast of breakers toward mid-ocean, like one turned from mortality toward the Creator, like one turned from perishable things toward the ever-eternal, the Almighty. And when you have joined with others in a brotherhood to do these things, then you have begun the second resurrection. Did y'all hear this? Yeah, so dealing with the second resurrection is all about self-checking as well. Yeah, you got to sit on your own bottom. Every tub got to sit on his own bottom, Jack. It is what it is. What the chat talking about? Bless up. If y'all getting some understanding so far, give me your 4 up in the chat. 4 for the tribe. Bless up, bless up. Abundant blessed to all you sons and daughters of the Creator. I salute you in the name of the Creator. You dig? Patience, detachment, self-checking. Got to check yourself. Got to check yourself. You got to judge yourself, right? And be real with yourself. You know where you weak at. And look, newsflash, we all are. Ain't none of us got to no high. You ain't reached no grade or no high raised angel, boy. Look, we're not finna play like you the groovy guru, like someone's arrived around here. No, we all on this journey together. How about that? How about that? So everybody that's listening has a vice, has something they're dealing with. You dig? But don't destroy yourself over that. Through sorrow. You dig? Get better. Get better. You understand? Get better. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. We see what we need to be doing. We got to self-check. That tell you to check yourself. It don't say nothing about go out on a street corner and tell white folk they're damned for all eternity. They ain't say none of that. That said check yourself. Get yourself together. And then when you find a body of people that's doing the same thing, okay, now we ready for the second resurrection. Then you have begun the second resurrection. You dig? Oh, that's tight. I like how this is proactive. I like how you can actually gauge where you at. Right? It's proactive. Because newsflash, life is not just happening to none of y'all. Stop it. I don't know who even is around here thinking like that. You're thinking as a child if you think things are just happening to you. All right? No, you are active participant in your reality more than you know. More than you know. You understand? And a lot of it got to do with our thoughts and our speech. And our belief. Thoughts, speech, and belief. And faith, basically. You dig? That's where it started. A lot of it start with your mindset. You got to fight your mind to keep your mind in a... Sometimes you got to tell your mind, no, I'm not giving up. No. I'm not doing that. I refuse to be angry. You know what I mean? No, you can't have that today. No. You know what I mean? Like, you got to check yourself, because we've been through so many different programs. We've been programmed, y'all, continually since we've been in our mother's womb up to wherever present day we are now. So much information you have received and dismissed, or received and kept. So much. Everybody around here is living based off some type of programming, some type of experience. All right. Let's get in this chapter 14. I see y'all in the building. Bless up, chapter 14. God discourses on the authority of his own words. First, freedom to all people on earth and to the angels of heaven to think and to speak whatever they will. Do y'all hear this? Brother, you can't come over here and speak this. Yeah, I can. And I'm going to. Second, that since no man can acquire knowledge for another, but that each and all must acquire knowledge for themselves, you shall dispose of whatever is before you in your own way. Y'all, this is your experience. It ain't nobody else's. It's yours. You the only one that can view life from your vantage point, from behind your eyes and outward. Nobody else can look at life from your vantage point except you. You're looking out from your body. You understand? You're inside your body with your soul and spirit infused, or inside your body, and you're looking out your body. Nobody else will ever have that perception or that vantage point that you have. This is your experience. You see that? This is your experience. Look at this. Second, that since no man can acquire knowledge for another, but that each and all must acquire knowledge for themselves. You shall dispose of whatever's before you in your own way. That's why I always ask brothers and sisters, what you see, do that make sense to you? Does that resonate with you? And if it don't, you got every right to dismiss it, dispose of it, and whatever, dispose of it in your own way. Remembering that one man sees Yahuwah in the leaves and flowers, in the mountains and skies, in the sun and stars, or hears him in the wind and all corporeal sound. Yes, he knows his creator in the presence of everything under the sun, and he is happy. Another does not see Yahuwah, nor does he know him. No, he denies there is any all person in the universe. He is not happy. One man distinguishes the harmony of sounds, and he is the light. See, so the one man that's delighted and happy understands that creator is ever present. He's the all in all. You can understand his laws by studying his creation. And his creation is everything outside you and inside of you. All right. One man distinguishes the harmony of sounds, and he is the light. Another man cannot distinguish the harmony, and he finds no delight in them. So are the words of your God. One man can distinguish, and another cannot. Cold hard facts, y'all. The revelations of your God portray the harmony and glory of Yahuwah's creations, including the organic heavens of his holy angels. The revelations of your God portray the harmony and glory of Yahuwah's creations, which include the organic heavens of his holy angels. Whether you yourself or your brother or your neighbor shall profess to reveal the words of your God, it is well. Strive in this, and you shall improve yourself in the attempt. The recognition of my authority rests in the preservation of my words for thousands of years. I call all people to me in my kingdom. I proclaim that right doing and good works result in happiness. Whoever does these are one with me in the framing of words. You heard it? Oh, wait. That just made a super brew spill his coffee. I call all people to me in my kingdom. I proclaim that right doing and good works result in happiness. Is that not true? Whoever does these are one with me in the framing of words. To be one with Yahuwah, this is godliness. To be one with your God, the way is open to all men. To be organic for love and good works, this is like the brotherhoods in heaven. Wow. Whoever strives for this has my authority already. Do y'all hear this? If you strive for love and good works, you feel me? And dwelling within affiliation or a brotherhood, guess what? Whoever strives for this has my authority already. In time, his words should become one with me and my works. To improve yourself in these holy things is to discipline yourself to become a glory to your creator. Wow. Gotta discipline ourselves. Discipline brings divinity. But you disciplining yourself into patience and good work and raising others up and all that. Look at this. Let any who will say, thus says God, or thus says Jehovah, or thus say I, truth expounded shall never die. The discrepancy from truth is short-lived. It is. Improve yourself, O man. Be sincere in yourself and in all you do. And when you have attained this, your words shall be with power. Showing you how your words can shake heaven and earth. Proactively showing you how to achieve power as well. Come on, man. Like what you reading, that's evil. Look at this. Remember your creator and seek to discover him in the best perfections. Remembering that darkness does not know him, but light proclaims him forever. See that? Discover, investigate, seek to discover him in the best perfections. But that means you got to get outside in creation. Study the heavens, study the earth, study anatomy. For on the foundation of an all person and believing in him lie the beginning and the way of everlasting resurrection. So there it is right there. We believe in everlasting resurrection. So yeah, we believe in resurrection, but everlasting. Because the creator never stopped creating and no one will ever find the end to his created worlds. You understand? It just is what it is. So there's constant resurrection, even after you understand you die or put aside his physical flesh. There's constant resurrection. It's everlasting. Without him, none have risen. Wow. These are the words. These are the words and discipline. These are the words and discipline. Your God shapes the thoughts of millions in this direction. The two words and discipline are the authority vested in me, your older brother. By Yahuwah, creator, ruler, and dispenser, worlds without end. Amen. End of the book of discipline. And guess what God just called himself to you? Your older brother. Yeah. Yeah, the angels are your brothers and sisters, because there are female angels too. I know a lot of mealy mouth Negroes don't want to admit that. It's called on, Doc. There are female angels that we are high ranked when you get further into Sky Earth Spirit OISP. There are some angels. There are female angels that are higher raised and ranked than some of the male angels. I mean, none of them are ever worshipped or praised, but the point being, there are female angels in the OISP that are of a higher rank than the God, than some of his sons. You understand? This is what it is. Oh, see, now I got to stop reading it now, Ak. Nah, it's liberating. And if you was really dealing with wisdom, you'd be like, you know what? My woman need to read that. And this is liberating to the sisters. You don't want the sisters vibrating on the highest vibrational frequency that's known to man. You don't. Well, y'all should be striving for that one. All right, we're going over to the book of Divinity. Discipline and divinity is the name of the class. With discipline brings divinity. All right, you're going to get a quick flash into what happens once one crosses over. You understand? As we keep reading Book of Divinity, it goes into where you see your loved ones after you die. See, a lot of these are questions that brothers and sisters have. Like, dang, like my father died. My father died like 17 years ago, 16 years ago. You dig? And that was always a question of mine. Like, will I ever get to see my father again? You understand? I know when dealing with the Bible, though, it says, all things are made new and the former things are passed away. You dig? Like you won't have a chance to embrace your loved ones. Like once they cross over and leave, they just gone. Ain't nothing. You dig? But when you get into this book of Divinity, it actually has a whole system in order Like after so many years of once you cross over, and where they see they loved one, or where they, you know what I mean, where you see a child that passed on, or you dig. It's a whole system set up, man. You know what I mean? All praises, glory, and honor. You dig? So right here, let's get into this Divinity, Matthew Smith song. Absolutely. Yes, salute to the memory of my father. Absolutely, man. Great man. Greatest man I ever known. You are your fathers. I know he was a great man. Greatest man I ever known. May the Creator bless his memory. May he rise in the grades. I pray I embrace him. I embrace him again. You dig? Look at them gold teeth. You dig? Let's work, baby. But look, Book of Divinity. Let's read this. I found this very, very interesting, right? Which descended to the earth and became known by the names of Div and Diva and divine laws, divinity and divine laws, being God's labors in atmosphere for a period of 3,100 years during the passage of the earth from the Ark of Lu to the Ark of Speeder in Etheria, and on earth from the time of Zarathustra, listen, to the time of Abraham, Brahma, Poe, and Iwata. You dig? So this right here is about to cover a period of 3,100 years. All right, concerning the earth and her heavens and what was going on. All right, and this goes back, and so we dealing with a period from what, roughly 11,000 years ago. You understand? Between 6,000 and 11,000 years ago. That's what we dealing with. All right. And those, according to the Hebrew calendar, it ain't even been 6,000 years. It's 5783. Yeah, just throw that out there. So, but this history we reading is the young is 6,000 years to up to 11,000 years ago. You know, this is between Abraham and them, and then Zarathustra. They did. Let's get into this. This is an excellent read. All right, God, son of Yahuwah. You see, God is a son of the Creator, not to be worshipped. You did. Not to be worshipped. He's his son. God, son of Jehovah, Yahuwah said, by virtue of my own authority, in the name of Yahuwah, creator of all things, peace and comprehensive judgment to angels and mortals, that from the little that has been demonstrated in the world of governments and principalities being manifested on earth, you may be taught that similar organic bodies exist in the heavens belonging to the earth. So you got governments, physical governments in this earth, right? And what our older brother is telling us is that that's there for a reason, because guess what? It's the same way in the heavens, as above, so below. There's structure. You understand? There's government. There are rules. There are laws. All right? There's adjudication. All right? It's all that. What you have on earth is a microcosm, a small example of what's really happening. All right? As above, so below. All right. You may be taught that similar organic bodies exist in the heavens belong to the earth, which heavenly places and governments were the cause and forerunners of good governments manifested among mortals. Yahuwah said, he who is chief of a government on earth shall be called king, but he who is chief of my heavenly government shall be called God. And it was so. Do y'all see this? Book of Divinity, chapter 1, verse 4. Mark that. Mark that. Right? As a king rules the earthly kingdom, God rules the heavenly kingdom under the authority of Yahuwah, the creator. That makes sense. All right? That makes sense. Look at this. I, who am God in my own behalf for the enlightenment of the world, declare the glory and wisdom of Yahuwah above all things, on the earth or in the heavens above. As Yahuwah provided that no man could be a king forever, but must give way to a successor, even so in his heavens. He also provided for his gods and lords to have successors at certain periods of time. Just like a king got to get up off the throne eventually, a God and the Lord does too. So yeah, God ain't sitting on the throne of the creator forever. Right? He has an installment, and then he has what? Successors. Someone that comes, you know what I mean, and sits where he was sitting, and now they're responsible for the heavens and the earth. You did? Or the heavens surrounding the earth and every soul up in that deal. Whether they done crossed over, whether they still physical man. right? Being a God is a great responsibility. That's nothing that's nothing to play with. All right. Look at this. But must give way to a successor, even so in his heavens. He also provided for his gods and lords to have successors at certain periods of time, so that the way will be open for the everlasting resurrection of all men. Yeah, God got to get up and move higher so you can come and sit down. Right? If you qualify, you become God one day. Creator may call on you to become God, and guess what? Be the official administrator of a certain physical world. You're responsible for every soul of every mortal and every angel that's crossed over. So that the way may be open, so that the way would be open for the everlasting resurrection of all men, by which all who choose may in time become also lords and gods for the countless worlds that now are and shall yet be created. You see that, y'all? There are countless worlds. What we talking about here? You think the earth is the only world that is created, physical world that's created out there? Are you crazy? If you choose, you can become God or Lord in time to come. But you got to come up through the ranks, though. Right? You got to be trained. That's all that's about, you see? All right, look at this right here. It says right here. It says right here. When I read it, I almost caught the chills, boy. Goosebumps. Dang. Right? Become also lords and gods for the countless worlds that now are and shall yet be created. The Creator never stopped creating. He's still creating worlds. Good night. Are you serious? He's still creating? Man, oh man, what is really going on here, man? Dang. Okay, let me spin it right here. YAHWH said, I blow my breath outward, and behold, all things are created. They go away in disorder, but they come back to me orderly and in organic companies. And every individual member is like a tree bloomed to perfection in every branch. Jehovah said, these companies returning to me in all their glory are marshaled in decorum and discipline by my gods, for such is their labor. With discipline comes divinity. We just finished the book of discipline. Now we're in the book of divinity. By my gods, for such is their labor. Jehovah, YAHWH said, the labors of my God shall be chiefly in atmosphere. That's the atmosphere surrounding the earth, y'all. Nevertheless, my gods and lords shall not only labor with the spirits of the dead to teach them organic discipline and harmony, but they shall provide for mortals so that they also may learn the system and glory of my creations. You see the labor of God? They got to deal with the spirits, the newborn spirits of the dead, and with living mortals. Right? For the spirits of the dead and living mortals to what? Learn the system and glory of my creations. There is a system in order to the Creator's creation. And you're supposed to learn it. You're supposed to learn it. What's evil about that? Like you're gonna learn, you're gonna study the creation and dissipation of worlds. Man, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, you're gonna vibrate low if you want and act like this ain't stuff and act like this ain't blowing your mind. Like you got something deeper. I'll wait. Show it. Show it. Right? This is showing you the exact, or making you aware of system and order once you cross over. Right? And even if you don't agree with it, our whole job is just to make you aware. You can't unring the bell. Right? You can't unhear this. It is what it is. Dang. Okay. So if I choose, I can become a Lord or a God in time to come. Look at this. Verse 11. During Fragapati's time in the dawn of the cycle of Lu in heaven, Yahweh commanded the founding of an organic congress for his God, lords, and Lord gods. And Fragapati created the organic body and named it the Diva, making God its chief with the title Div, even as it is known to this day in the sacred books of mortals. Where do you think they get the idea of Congress from and all that? Inspired by the higher heavens. Right? That whole administration and idea of government come from the heavens. All right. Now, the Diva is the Congress. The Div is God, the chief over the Congress. Remember that. All right. God is true God, son of the Creator. Look at this right here. even as is known to this day in the sacred book of mortals. Yahweh said, in the early days of a world, I give the races of man on the earth a depot to rule over them. But in time after, I give them representative governments with many voices, having a right to help make the laws. Similarly, I provided for the Hadan heavens, or the lower heavens. In the early days, I provide a God who shall be dictator and governor in his own way. But in latter times, I provide a parliament in heaven, in which my God and my Lord shall jointly consult together in framing laws for angels and mortals. And these shall be called divine laws. In which my God and my Lord shall jointly consult together in framing laws for angels and mortals. Wow. And these are the divine laws. Yahweh said, behold, my God and lords and sub-gods shall teach the same things. Look at this. Shall teach the same things in the different parts of the earth and in these heavens. I will not have one Lord teaching one thing in one place and another teaching the same thing differently in another place. Exactly. And understand this, y'all, dealing with the Israelite movement and all that, it's all over the place. Everybody's saying something different. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Yahweh said, my God and Lord shall provide comprehensively so that all peoples on earth and in heaven may be drawn toward me in harmony and discipline. So if you inspired towards your creator, that means that those are angels, high-raised angels working on behalf of the creator, drawing you to creator. Right? If you realize, look, my thirst was never quenched over that way. I'm still thirsty. I'm still hungry. It was never quenched. Huh? If you realizing that, then creator is calling you because you never stop searching. Look at this. God said, I, God of earth, being made div by Yahweh's will through his son Fragapati, heard the creator's voice saying, div, my son, proclaim the Mazdian law and the Mazdian law and the Zarathustrian law. All right. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with the false deities or Mazd and Ahura Mazda. Right. This ain't got nothing. Look, that's later on down the line where false gods rise up and take on the names of these Mazd and Ahura Mazda and Zarathustra, and not only tainted their message, but came with a whole different ball game. It's crazy. So when you hear the Mazdian law, it's talking about the law of the creator. All right, the Ahura Mazdian law is the law of God or true God. You understand? True God, son of the creator. All right. And Zarathustrian law, Zarathustra was one of the first, or one of the first greatest prophets, but he lived like 11,000 years ago. And he taught the ways of the creator. So when you hear Zarathustrian from here on out, and here it's talking about a faithist, one who has complete faith in the creator. All right. And not talking about Zoroastrianism that you'll Google today and find Zoroaster, a Persian mythology and all that. That message came along later after this. And the false gods did that on purpose. You understand? To overthrow the faith in the creator. All right, so when you read Mazdian law, that's talking about the law of the creator. When you read the Ahura Mazdian law, that's true God on behalf of the creator. You understand? Letting it be known. And the Zarathustrian law is what true God passed to the prophet Zarathustra. So from creator to the angel or true God down to the prophet who had light on him from the creator. You see that? Now watch this. Look at this. God said, this then is the Mazdian law. Maz, the creator. All right. We ain't talking about the false God that the Persians deal with to this day. All right. All right. That was jacked and overtook, and that's all you know today. God said, this then is the Mazdian law. Maz, the creator, displays his creations which he created. He set the stars in the firmament. These are the words of the book of the Almighty. He made the substances of the earth and all the things on and in it. These are the words of the creator, Maz, who? The Jehovah. So that's right here. It shows you that Maz is Yahweh. They're one and the same. All right. We're not talking about the false god Maz. All right. It's just in that region of the earth. That's what they call the creator, Maz. Right around Northeast Africa, Yahuwah. Over here in America, Ego Quim. You see that? And further east, they call them different. But how you know creator is based off the action or your service done unto others. That's how you know if that's creator or not. All right, now watch this. So YHWH'S and YAHWH is one. It's just another way to say the creator, one and the same. If y'all understand that, give me a 2 up in the chat. I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to lose nobody. All right. All right. There is a false god named YHWH's that is worshipped to this day. All right. This is not him. The false god named YHWH's was a false god that took on the name of YHWH's after what we were reading in here. You dig? And to this day, you know, that's why you hear people say, oh, they worship YHWH's or whatever. No, you're not understanding. YHWH's and YAHWH are one and the same. That's it. All right. And all you can do is tell by, you know what I mean, them body of notes for real, their instructions, one and the same. All right. The substance of things going and coming forever. Now watch this right here. All right. So we understand that we're not dealing with no false god. All right. We're not dealing with no false god at all. All right. The false god, because a false god can appear in the name of YAHWH, Yahweh, Jesus. You know what I mean? Or Maz, Ego Quim. You understand? A false angel can take on the name of any god. Even come in the name of the creator. That's why you got to know the character of the creator. Right? Without that, we out here sitting ducks. Once you know the character of the creator, then where somebody say you, well, I'm YAHWH, or I'm an angel ambassador of YHWH or YAHWH. You understand? They come and tell you something that's contrary to the character of the creator. You got every right to check that. You say, nah. That I was commanded not to do that. And they got to get on down and get away from you. You see? Look at this right here. All right, so we understand that. So we, you know, even though Millie mouth, they still gonna be running their mouth about what we talking about. What I'm saying is we just showed in the text that these are the words of the creator, or Maz, the YAHWH. All right, so we got in the text we read that Maz is another name of YAHWH, Jehovah. That's what they called him, you know what I mean, over in the Persian area of the earth. That's just what it is. All right. The substances of things going and coming forever, creating and dissolving from one shape into another. These are the Mazdian law, the Jehovian law. By virtue of his presence, these things speak and press upon one another forever. What these things speak upon the soul of man, right upon the soul of man. These are man's knowledge acquired by the Mazdian law. The who? Jehovian law. So we ain't got to play the game. Y'all dealing with a false god. No. Maz is just another way to say YAHWH, according to what we read. Right? And it's clearing up the Jehovian law. What these things speak upon the souls of angels, right upon the souls of angels. These are the angels' knowledge acquired by the Mazdian law, the Jehovian law. Here we go. God said, this also is the Mazdian law. Perpetual growth. As a man being brought forth out of what was not an entity, thereby becoming an entity. This then is brought about by the Mazdian law. So perpetual growth. You're going to be constantly growing and elevating. Look at this. With capacity in man for life everlasting, with capacity to acquire knowledge and power forever, and never attain to the Almighty. You're going to be acquiring knowledge and power forever, but you'll never become creator. Like a road on which a man may run in full liberty forever and never come to its end, rejoicing on his journey. This is the Mazdian law. That's all. You're going to experience his creation and get your mind blown time and time again. But guess what? It's perpetual growth. Right? Creator has an infinite head start on us. You never catch him. Dig? But as we, become more and more one with him, and by good works and righteous works done unto others, he reveals more and more to us. Right? And if we look at this thing, y'all, we in kindergarten. Verse university when you cross over. Look at this. As the actions of corporeal substances produce light, as light is the expression and speech of certain corporeal changes, so is Maz, Yahweh, the master, light, the creator, that which illuminates the soul of man, making man conscious that he is, making man express his impressions. This is the Mazdian law. This is the ever presence that never terminates. Causing man to be known and become conscious. The master light which illuminates the soul of man, the creator. And guess what? That law never terminates. Look at this. The worlds come into being and go out of being as such. Yet Yahuwah or Mas remains. He is the forever. And within him all creations are created. These are the Ormazdian law, the who? Jehovian, Yahwehian law. You see that? He is the forever, and within him all creations are created. These are the Mazdian law, the Jehovian law. God said, this then that follows is the Ahu Mazdian law, right? Or the law of true God, the school of knowledge kept by God and his lords for teaching mortals and angels. Wow, the school of knowledge kept by God and his lords for teaching mortals and angels, in which certain discipline and words are necessary to cause the congregating of men and angels to dwell together and to travel onward forever in harmony and rejoicing. Behold, a great multitude was in disorder and in confusion, and unhappiness resulted. Then came order and discipline, and the multitude was harmonized. Discipline, then divinity. It's the name of the class. Then came order and discipline, and the multitude was harmonized and filled with rejoicing. What accomplished this was the Ahu Mazdian law, the law of true God. Right? Set up a school to teach angels and mortals, son. You know what I mean? What's the mathematics, son? What's the science, B? What's the square root on the hypotenuse, son? What's the science, shorty? They got them a school. Teaching mortals and angels and to travel onward forever and harm. Man, this sound tight. I don't know what y'all talk about. You dig? We ain't over here like dry eyes. Nah. We ain't doing that. Yahweh have said, Yahweh said, behold, I create man with the possibility. This is one of my favorite ones. I got to highlight it when I was reading. Look at this here. Yahweh have said, behold, I create man with the possibility of becoming a creator under me. Look at this. We got to get to creating. What are we creating? Are we consuming or are we creating something? What are we doing? Because we are sons and daughters of the creator, but ask yourself, what have I ever created? I had to ask myself that the other day. What have I ever created besides some children? I mean, okay, but what have I ever created? Yahweh have said, behold, I create man with the possibility of becoming a creator under me. The first lesson of creation that I give into man's hands is that he shall create harmony and affiliation within himself and with his neighbors, so that the many may become in concert even as one man. First lesson of creation is what? Create harmony and affiliation with yourself and with your neighbors. For how can a man build in the midst of a whirlwind? Shout out to the Essene literature. Y'all see this? I create man with the possibility of becoming a creator under me. That's hard. What you talking about? So when we say, salute to the gods and goddesses, that's real. Or the gods and goddesses in training. You understand? Because the Most High created us with the possibility of becoming a creator under him. And now, first lesson of creation, since we many creators, is what? What is it? You must create harmony and affiliation within yourself and with your neighbors. Oh, wait. You got a problem here, son. Look at this. God said, such was the Ormazdian law, to create man with the possibility of becoming a creator under Yahuwah. But where man and angels, through their God and lords, began to make and to create harmony and discipline, this was the Ahu Mazdian law. Wait, boy. As the manual of arms is to soldiers, making them a unit in motion, so is the Ahu Mazdian law in making and teaching peace, order, and unity among mortals on earth and angels in heaven. By the Ahu Mazdian law, the heavenly kingdoms in Hadad, the lower heavens, are maintained. And by the same law, great kingdoms and nations on earth are built up. The discipline of God and the Lords through their Ashars, the guardian angels. So the discipline of God and the Lords through their guardian angels in ruling over mortals, for the comprehensive benefit of the whole. for the comprehensive benefit of the whole. This is the YHWH'S law. It is called the YHWH'S law because God and his lords, through their guardian angels, keep guard and rule over all good mortals and angels for their own exaltation in the heavens above. God said, the following is the Zarathustrian law. All right, now remember, Zarathustra was a man who had complete faith in the Creator, and he lived between 9,000 to 11,000 years ago. All right, not the false or the fake prophet that you Google today and you see Zoroaster and Zoroastrianism and all that. A lot of these things are later on down the line. The false gods got in there and started. You know, they kept the names of famous gods and prophets from the past, but came with a whole nother doctrine to destroy the belief and faith in the ever-present, the all-seeing, the Creator, right? And set themselves up as worshipful. They all fall, though, in the end. They all fall. God said the following is the Zarathustrian law, the bestowal of words to mortals, illuminating the dominion of God and his lords, the making of all good mortals joint heirs and members of the same heavenly kingdoms in which God and his lords and holy council in heaven devise and administer laws for the ultimate resurrection of all men. That's wild. The revealed word of heaven to mortals. This is the Zarathustrian law. The word was with God, and God became the word. This is the Zarathustrian law. Sound like John, don't it? John chapter 1. See that? Sounds just like John chapter 1. Look at this. And this don't take nothing away from Yahshua. Yahshua was spoken of in her too. You understand? But when it come down to putting together what we call the New Testament, it was a lot of stories from different cultures that was mashed together in certain areas. You dig? Look at this right here. For the word being established through Zarathustra became the life of God in flesh, being perpetual to the end of the world. For though Zarathustra may be forgotten and the words of his mouth not remembered on the whole earth, yet the Zarathustrian law, the word of light expressed through corpor, became everlasting in the souls of mortals from that time forward, forever and ever. For man to know of and to desire to become one with the all-highest. This is the Zarathustrian law. We all are striving for that. All right. And Zarathustrian, like you can substitute Zarathustrian law or Zarathustrian for faithist. Someone who has complete faith in the Creator. All right. Same thing. You know what I mean? Because Zarathustra talked with Abraham and Abraham, Brahma, Poe, and Iwata talked the same with what Moses taught the same thing that Yahshua taught. Same exact thing. You know what I mean? So you, instead of saying Zarathustrian law, because they may throw some people off, you can just say the faithist law, those who, you know, serve the Creator. Nor does it matter through that name he strives, as long as he strives to know the will of God. Exactly. So the name don't matter. All right. When the king desires soldiers for his army, he sends recruiting emissaries, calling, come join the armies of the king. Even so, but for peace and righteousness, God sends his lords and holy angels down to mortals, saying, come join the kingdom of God. And when they come, behold, they use certain rites and ceremonies with words and sacred days. The names of these rites and ceremonies and the words revealed by God, these are the Zarathustrian faithist laws. For they are the initiative, the first steps by which mortals become joint workers with God's and his Lord's. Chapter 2. Now, this is about when you cross over. All right. Chapter 2, Book of Divinity. Get reading nearby. We over here feasting today, player. All right, where we at? That's all good, sis. Ask your questions. Jessica, I see it's all good. It's all good. Love and light over this way. Dig, love and light. You know, the Messiah's teachings, you know, may they reside in the heart and mind of all the brothers and sisters. That's what it is. You dig? We've been bamboozled through. What happened is they created a God. You know what I mean? Yahshua was a real man that lived. You understand? Great man, actually, that lived. You know what I mean? And has resurrected. You know what I mean? And gone to paradise and all that. All right, so Yahshua was a great man. He taught the light of the Creator, and that's what they murdered him for. And it's the same thing all the brothers in different localities during his time and before him were teaching the same exact thing. See what I'm saying? So we were never to turn him into a god. They turned him into a god and made him worshipful, where he was never to be worshipped. They tell you that in the Nazarene scene literature and Owaspi. See? So he came teaching that higher law and that higher light. And that's what they was on him about. You see? So yeah, the teachings of Yahshua are right and exact. You know what I mean? Especially when they come down like that Sermon on the Mount and all that. Anything that got to do with though, like blood drinking and you know what I mean, worship him as a god and all, because true God don't accept praise and worship. All worship and praise go to the Creator. When they asked Yahshua how to pray, he said, "Our Father," include himself, "Our Father." You understand? So yeah. That right there is something that a lot of people don't want to deal with. But the fact of the matter is, Yahshua was a real man. Yahshua taught, was murdered in Jerusalem, ascended into paradise. You understand? But came and taught the higher law or the higher light and brought that to Israel. And for that was murdered, assassinated. You dig? So hold on to those right and exact teachings of Yahshua. Nothing wrong with that at all. You understand? But we deal like, but the praise goes to the great spirit, the most high, Yahuwah. Right? And that's through the righteous work you do for others, whether you know them or don't know them. That's what we call it to do. All right. So it's all good, sister. You got a home over here, regardless if you agree or not. You know what I mean? It's all good. Look at this, chapter 2, verse 1. God said, "Be attentive, O man, to the voice of your Lord and his angels." Huh? Be patient so that you may understand the dominion of your God and add glory to the Almighty. Be attentive, O man, to the voice of your Lord and his angels. Remember, Lord is an angel too. He's got angels under him. Be patient so that you may understand the dominion of your God. Add glory to the Almighty. The Div was the chief. Div is the title that true God has over the heavenly Congress. All right. The Div was the chief, and the lords and their officers comprised the Div in Congress during the period of time covered by this book, Divinity. And the mortals of that day who joined in the armies of God were represented by the voice of guardian angels, HERBAL, through their Lord, according to the nation or place represented. Every last one of y'all got guardian angels. You feel me? And there's thousands of them, though. Like they all got different watches over you. You know, so you don't just got one guardian angel. There's thousands of them. Thousands, millions of angels. You understand, that are charged with guarding. That's hard. Dang, they got different watches and everything. They watch you. Yep. And the mortals of the day who joined in the armies of God were represented by the voice of guardian angels, HERBAL, through their Lord, according to the nation or place represented. And the guardian angel reported to their Lord regarding the conditions and places of mortals, and the conditions and places of angels also. And the Lord spoke about this in the Diva, which is the heavenly Congress. And the Div, the chief over the Congress, decreed laws and governments to mortals and angels according to what was best for them. Yahweh said, "I am the light and the life. Behold me. I am the light and the life. Behold me. I am Ormaz." So we can throw this off the table. We're not dealing with the false Ormaz or the false God. Somebody shout out to the Creator Gang. Some of the Creator Gang called the Creator Ormaz. May the light of Ormaz be upon you. They're not talking about Persian mythology. They're not. No Millie Mouth Negro gonna try to say that. What we read and shows that Yahweh is Ormaz. It's just over in the Persian area of the earth. You understand? That's what they called him. Over where Abram and Yahshua and them was there, they called him Yahuwah. All right. Over in the Americas, where Iwata, another great prophet during the time of Abraham, right? They called him Ego Quim. So it's just it's the Creator. The only way you'll know it's Creator is based off his character. All right. Yahweh said, "I am the light and the life. Behold me, I am Ormaz. When I shake my thoughts into words, behold, I am Ahuah Master. I am the word. When the words of my kingdom are registered with mortals, behold me. I am the Zarathustrian law. I am 3 in 1. Ooh-wee. True Trinity, huh? Ooh-wee. Creator saying it's all from him. Creator, true God, down to the prophet. I am the 3-in-1. So it ain't like true God is doing something opposite of what Creator has told him. And then true God, through his lords and angels, pass that on down the ranks down to where it finally go to the guardian angel of Zarathustra, then the Zarathustra. I'm 3-in-1. Oh, wait, boy. Greater busting heads around this deal. Boy, look at this. Look at this. In that way I have given to you, O Div, which is the chief of the Congress, all right, and to my angels and my mortals, for you three shall be a unit in the furtherance of my kingdoms. Behold, from this time onward, your labor shall be called divinity, divin. Whoever falls under your inspiration shall be called divine or divas. Wow. God said, consider, O man, the wisdom of your God and perceive what is feasible according to your own judgment, and be far-reaching with your own members. Perceive what is feasible, able to be accomplished. Feasible, able to be accomplished, possible, suitable, achievable, attainable, sustainable. All right. So it says right here, oh man, God said, consider, oh man, the wisdom of your God and perceive what is feasible, what is possible, what is suitable, what is able to be accomplished. According to your own judgment. See, it's all on you. And be far-reaching with your own members. The Div decreed to carry birthrights down to mortals, to teach them to consecrate to Diva their newborn children under a rod with water. Here comes, like, understand this, the sprinkling or the christening of the child. All that. No, they go back 11,000 years. Look at it. It said right here, to consecrate to Diva their newborn children under a rod with water. In the same manner, Essenes are baptized in heaven. So you see that, so we just got some revelation. You know, the christening that happens in the churches with the baby when it's newborn. Do you understand there's a whole rite and ceremony that happens with newborn spirits when they cross over? Because when you die, you're a newborn spirit. You know what I mean? You kept under guardians and watch and all that. But you become baptized too on a higher vibrational, frequency. But that's where the inspiration comes from. It comes from the heavens. That's tight. It says right here, because an Essene, right here, ESYAN, is a newborn spirit that has crossed over. It's wild though, because it sounds just like an Essene. In the same manner, Essenes are baptized in heaven, and with rites and ceremonies and words according to the faithist Zarathustrian law, the Ahumazdian law, and the Ormazdian law. And the Creator already said, I'm 3-in-1. That's all me. God said, at the time of the baptism of mortal children, behold, my Lord's appointed guardian angels to those children to keep them in the way of the Almighty. And that was the first divine law. The Div decreed to establish wedding rites and ceremonies with words and processions in order to firmly bind monogamic marriages. So this coming from the heavens, one-on-one. Bruce ain't gonna like that one, boy. Boy, hold on. The Nazarene and saint literature go into the monogamy too, though. It does. So I mean, look, ain't nobody force anybody. It's just wherever you at. But understand these things according to what we read or decreed in the heavens. All right, wedding rites and ceremonies and all that. Where you think these things come from? Like you see them act out on earth, but you never say, "Well, hold on." You dig? These things must be going on in the heavens. Because where did the earth get the influence? If the seen is influenced by the unseen, then what we are doing in the seen must be a small microcosm of what's happening in the unseen. The Div decreed to establish wedding rites and ceremonies with words and processions in order to firmly bind monogamic marriages according to the Zarathustrian law, the Ahumazdian law, and the Ormazdian law, or the law of the Creator. God said, at the time of marriage, behold, my Lord's appointed new guardian angels to man and wife. All right, so when you're newly married, new guardian angels come through, right? Whose duties were to minister to them as to a small kingdom for the glory of Yahuwah. They know that. So, after you have your wedding ceremonies and get married and y'all come together, Creator appoints new guardian angels for the husband and the wife. Dang. All right. whose duties were to minister to them as to a small kingdom for the glory of Yahuwah. So your guardian angels will be serving you. You understand? Because when a husband and wife come together, that's the beginning of a kingdom. All right. This was the second divine law, the Div decree to establish funeral rites and ceremonies with words, according to the Diva, that is Zarathustrian, Ahumazian, Omazian law. This was the third divine law. God said in the birth rites, in the marriage rites, and in the funeral rites, recording angels of the Lord were present. And afterward, they reported these things to my kingdom in heaven. And all those mortals who carried out these rites and ceremonies with words were named Zarathustrians or Faithists. It's 11,000 years ago, y'all. Nevertheless, there were many others who, not being capable of the inspiration, stood aloof from me and my kingdoms. Yahweh said, I do not blame my God and my lords for their love favoring more those mortals who became Zarathustrian than those who rejected God and his lords. Nor do I censure God and his lords for favoring their chosen in building cities, nations, and empires, and leaving other mortals that were enemies to perish in their cities, kingdoms, and nations. God said, you who are one with the divine law are free from the law, but they who reject me and my kingdom are bound by the law. Regarding the first three divine laws, God said, these are the sacred words decreed to mortals by father or mother. I bestow this, my child, to be a good Zarathustrian, a good Faithist, according to the Diva, which is what? The heavenly Congress. And in marriage, by the bride and bridegroom, I bestow myself to this, my mate, a good Zarathustrian or Faithist, according to the Diva. And in sacrament previous to death, I, a good Faithist, confess with repentance to you, O Creator, and to your lords of the heavenly hosts of Diva. Chapter 3, Divinity. If you're getting some understanding so far of the unseen, give me a 3 up in the chat. Bless up. We ain't read nothing evil. You dig? It's just making you aware of a whole system and order that's already in place once you cross over. While you here, aim to do what's right. Live to your highest light. Do righteous works unto others, whether you know them or you don't know them. Aim every day to bless folks. You understand? To heal them. To be a succor, comfort. Right? That's your job. Right? But there's already a whole system and order set up, y'all. It's already set. It's already there. And regardless if you believe what we saying or not, you dig, you're aware of it now. Right? It's one thing you don't want to walk up on nothing, especially, you know, something that's fragile as death and not understand what's going on. All right. You know what I mean? But yeah, my wife's bad. Yeah. All praise. You know, man, we ain't scared to read, you know. Hey, you know, some of the things we read may jar your spirit a little taste. You be all right. You be all right, man. Just get better and do better. That's all it's about. Chapter 3, Book of Divinity. God said, behold, I come to reveal what was done in heaven so that you, old man, may understand the cause of things being done on earth. Right. These divine laws were made in heaven and by the lords of that day through their angels, given to mortals, by which mortals became a manifestation of heavenly things. Here follows a continuation of these laws, namely of the third divine law. If a man is not too weak, he shall confess to all the lords with repentance. On the other hand, if he is too weak to utter words, then the priest shall confess him by holding the right hand while saying the holy words. And while this is being done, the guardian angel shall provide a sufficient number of spirits to receive the newborn and bring him to the place in heaven that has been previously selected for him. So he just crossed over. And your guardian angel is still at work. But now you the newborn, right? You don't witness the birth of your children. I know I have. You know what I mean? But there's going to come a time when you a newborn. You're going to pass from this life into the next, right? As a newborn spirit. And your guardian angel still going to be at work. The Ashar shall provide a sufficient number of spirits to receive the newborn and bring him to the place in heaven that has been previously selected for him. The third divine law also decreed as follows. If the Essene, the newborn spirit, is a Faithist, and his kin or family in heaven or drudges or demons, unclean spirits, he shall not be taken to the heaven where they are. Nor shall his kin be permitted to see him for 30 days. But after 30 days, his kin, if drudges or demons, dark spirits, his kin, if drudges, may be permitted to see him in his own place in heaven, but only if they are under God. You see? So it's showing you that, you know, what happens. And if you're going to see your loved ones, you know what I mean, after death. And this scenario, the newborn spirit was a faithist, a Zarathustrian, someone who had complete faith in the Creator. But his family was demonic. All right. So it's saying, all right, well, the faithists ain't going to the heaven where they at. All right. Nor shall his kin be permitted to see him for 30 days. You can't see him for the first 30 days after he crossed over. But after 30 days, you know, his kin can come out at him. Even though they ain't no faithists, they a low vibrational spirit. But guess what? Only under God, though. Only under God or watch of other angels. Wow. The fourth divine law, if the Essene, the newborn spirit, is a Zarathustrian or a faithist, and his kin, his family in heaven belong to the organic heavens, then he shall be taken to them, and his abiding place shall be with them for a season. See, you see your loved ones after you die, man. The evil ones and the good ones. You see that? Look how this is revealing that. Like if you ask somebody to show you chapter and verse, do I see my loved ones after I die? Like, give me a straight breakdown of what happens after I die. Like, can we go read that? Right? And most people will tell you no, or they don't got the answer for you. The book of, what is this? The book of Divinity is telling you, yeah, you're going to see your loved ones. Whether they was on what you was on or not. You're going to see them. But notice that the drudge got to be watched under guard, though. Yeah, I get to, you know, but they're under guard. All right. And his abiding place shall be with them, his loved ones, in the organic heavens for a season. The fifth divine law. If the newborn spirit of Essene is a Zarathustrian of faith, his spirit shall not be allowed to remain longer than 3 days and 3 nights with his mortal kindred. 3 days and 3 nights. That's interesting because according to Matthew 12 and 40, that's how long the Messiah was in the grave, or Jonah was in the belly of the whale. 3 days and 3 nights. But it's saying no longer than 3 days and 3 nights. You will faith this, you cross over, you'll be able to linger with your mortal kindred, but no longer than 3 days and 3 nights. And then he shall be taken to his place in heaven and given into the keeping of the Asafs. The Asafs are the receivers of your spirit. The guardian angel guards you, you understand, has a report on you, and then he takes you upon you crossing over and delivering you to the Asafs. Right, the Asafs are those who receive your spirits. He take you to the Asaf and deliver your report to them. And then the Asafs place you where you need to be. You see, system in order. Guardian angel, who is responsible for you, you understand, deliver you up to a group of angels that receive your spirit, and then he passes over your report card. And then they decide where you are placed. See that? System in order, and given into the keeping of the Asafs, who shall explain all things to him. See, you ain't gonna be in ignorance, not knowing what's going on. Where I'm going next? What's going on here? God said, while the mortal priest is reciting prayers after death in the morning, at noon, and at sunset, the guardian angels, the Ashar, shall assemble in the same house, along with the newborn spirit, and join in the singing and praying, for it will pacify the spirit and restore him to know what has taken place. This shall be the sixth divine law. So yeah, you cross over, you will faith this, you cross over, you a newborn spirit, you dig? You got mortal priests in the room praying over the dead corpse. You know what I mean? Guess what? Guess what? The guardian angels, the Ashar, shall assemble in the same house, along with you, the newborn spirit. And guess what y'all gonna do? You're gonna join in singing and praise right along with the priests. That will help calm your spirit as to what has just happened here. You see? Remedy, system, order. You see? Nothing like, oh, no, you ain't going to see your loved ones ever again. Or, hey, you know, if you have your out-of-body experience, you know what I mean? It may be like Ghost or Whoopi Goldberg and them. And, you know what I mean? When they came and got Willie, boy, and drove Willie crazy. No, it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that, man. It's all system and order. The Creator ain't getting off on you having a heart attack because you don't know what's going on. It's all there, man. That's how much the Creator loves us. All praises. God said, and the same law shall apply in the case of a Zarathustrian woman or a faithless woman. In the case of a Zarathustrian child who died in infancy, the day of decree. Look at this. The seventh divine law. The child of a faithless Zarathustrian, being too young to speak, shall not make confession, even through the priest. The mortal priest shall say, O you master light, behold, my child is dead. Receive its little tender spirit. Take it to your heavenly place of the light. And the guardian angel shall take the young Essene, newborn spirit, to a place suited to it, and deliver it to the Asaphs, the receiver of the spirits. And the Asaph shall examine it. And if it requires fetal, they shall provide it in heaven, if possible. But if it is too young, then the Asaphs with a sufficient guard shall take it back to its mortal mother, or to its mortal father, or to its brother, or its sister, or other near kin, or to whomever the Asaphs find most advisable. And the spirit child shall be put to bed every night with its fetal mother, fetal father, or fetal host, so that its spirit may draw sufficient sustenance to grow into everlasting life. Like, look, so the spirit of your child who has died is still with you. That's marvelous, man. That's marvelous. Your child died in infancy and all that. You know, sometimes that happens. Look how merciful and look how, you know what I mean, considerate the Creator is. You know what I mean? Child still got to feed off the love and the sustenance of its mother or its father or its brother. You see that? Look at this right here. But the Asaphs who have it in charge shall bring it away in the morning to its place in heaven. But in no case shall a faithless spirit or a Zarathustrian spirit child be left to feed with a contentious mortal woman or with a drunken mortal man. See, so if you low vibrational, then that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. God propounded, if a Zarathustrian is dead and his spirit has resided many years in a place of heavenly delight, and then his mortal wife dies, and she is not a Zarathustra. Excellent question. So, you understand? You, a faithist, you, somebody that serves the Creator, you understand, and none else, and you died, but your wife wasn't down what you was on, right? What's the decree on that? Excellent question. A lot of us have been in marriages where you're unequally yoked, right? The members of the diva all spoke. Then God decreed the eighth divine law, which was, the spirit of such a woman shall not be allowed to go to the place of her husband. For 30 days she shall be kept in a place suitable for her. After that, she may under guard visit her husband. But until she accepts the Creator's law, or Mazian law, she shall not dwell with her husband in heaven, or with her children in heaven. And if she has mortal children, she shall not be permitted to see them except under guard. So even after she dies, she can make a choice and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get down. Right? This is all mercy. And it's still on you even after you cross over. So yes, you can see your loved ones. You will see your loved ones and all that. You did. Whether you know they were on what you was on or not. Right? If they too low vibrational, they only can see you under guard. You understand? But we got a husband and wife right here. You did. After 30 days, guess what? She can see, but got to be under guard. Look at it. The ninth divine law was the same before a Zarathustrian woman whose husband was not a Zarathustrian, but he was bound by the same law and thus kept separate in heaven until he accepted the law of the Creator. Got to accept the law of the Creator and live as one, even in the heavens. Yeah, you can go rekindle your flame with your bobo. That's tight. That's tight, man. That always was a big question, man. Big question like when you younger. Like, damn, man, I wonder if I'm going to see my cousin again. My granny. You know what I mean? Like I said, with me, my father, like, nah, well, I wonder if I ever. You understand? Because it's not explained as thoroughly in certain texts. Yeah, but this right here is going into it, man. It's very, very mind-blowing. If you ask me, Book of Divinity. chapter 3, verse 14, God propounded, if a Zarathustrian or a faithless has a wife who is not a Zarathustrian, and she gives premature birth, whether by accident, miscarriage, or abortion, what happens to the spirit of that child? On this, all the members of Diva spoke, and after that, God decreed. Don't we want to know what happened to the spirit of a miscarried baby or an aborted child? Look at this. Such spirit shall not be brought to heaven for a season, but shall be fetal day and night on his natural mother or father. Yeah, that spirit is going to be right there with you until the full 9 months are completed. Gotta grow off your sustenance in spirit for 9 months. And then it shall be delivered with due ceremonies by the guardian angels. After that, it shall be fetal, the same as in the 7th divine law. This was the 10th divine law. The 11th divine law, if a Zarathustrian attains the maturity before he dies, his spirit shall be as sin for 2 years. And during this time, he shall be attended by not less than 2 Asaphs when he goes away from his heavenly home. And the Asaph shall teach him the mode of travel, the manner of knowing localities, both on the earth and in the first resurrection. They shall teach him the varieties and kinds of food suited to the highest, best education of a spirit. But when he travels with his companions of his own heavenly group, then the Asaphs of the group shall go along with them. And during the 2 years, he shall be provided with food and clothes from the stores in heaven, and he shall not labor to provide himself with anything. Wow. I found it quite amazing that a newborn spirit in here is called an Essene. Shout out to my Nazarene Essene brothers and sisters. Bless up. The 12th divine law was in reference to the same spirit, which was at the end of 2 years, the Asaph shall deliver him and those of his group who are prepared into the department of first instruction. See, so you getting educated after you cross over. Your education don't stop. Look, you going to school, you learning, there's all type of stuff you doing. Look at this. And it's next. You ever wonder, well, what I'm gonna be doing in heaven when I get there? You know, you got certain spots in Revelation where it say you just be, well, certain angels scream, holy, holy, holy all day. Right? And her is giving you a vivid description on what you're going to be doing. Look at this. It says right here. It says right here. And those of his group who are prepared into the department of first instruction, and his name shall be entered in the library of that department of heaven as entered apprentice in the first resurrection. Time to start learning, huh? Time to start growing and raising up. You feel me? In the grades, raising up and becoming high-raised angels who can be used by the Creator to deliver light and deliver His people. You know what I mean? To deliver mortals, to raise them up. All right. So one of the first classes or first degrees you got to deal with is an entered apprentice in the first resurrection. Y'all see this? That's the name of your first degree or your first grade almost. Entered apprentice in the first resurrection. Now it's time to get educated, right? Wow. Okay. Dang. So all of us eventually going to be entered apprentices in the first resurrection. Eventually. That's tight. Here his first lesson shall be. Pay attention to this. It's tight. Look at this. You got lessons. Entered apprentice in the first resurrection. Here his first lesson shall be making clothes and providing food for himself and others. And he shall be entitled to participate, if he so desires, in the recreations of the entered apprentices, such as music, dancing, marching, painting, or other arts. All they go down as an entered apprentice in the first resurrection. You make clothes, you provide food for yourself and others. You did. And if you want to participate, you're going to get down with the recreations. You know, music, dancing, marching, painting, you know, the arts. Y'all, this after you die. This ain't, you know what I mean? That's tight. Okay, let's get to the next one. The 30th divine law was in reference to the same spirit, which was, he shall serve not less. Let's highlight this. Let's go to the next grade or next degree. The 13th divine law was in reference to the same spirit, which was, he shall serve not less than 2 years as an entered apprentice, and longer if his proficiency is not sufficient for advancement. But when he is advanced, he shall no longer be called entered apprentice, but a craftsman. Okay. The next degree or the next grade is a craftsman. Y'all write these, these stages or these degrees or these grades down, because you advance more and more. You know what I mean? The more time you spend in the unseen realm, the more you advance. All right, and your physical body is, buried in the ground or the dirt, and that. But we talking about your what makes you, your essence. You understand? That's your spirit. So you're gonna be an entered apprentice for the first resurrection. You dig? And if you are sufficient enough, proficiency is sufficient enough for advancement, you become a craftsman. All right. Look at this. And he shall be taken to a suitable place where his labor will contribute to the heavenly kingdoms. And his recreation shall entitle him to instruction in both corporeal and spiritual knowledge and their correspondence. As a craftsman, he shall serve what? 7 years. Dang. So now you peeping the order. All right. Now we're peeping the order. Now we know what to expect. Even if you agree or not, you aware now, like, dang. There are degrees that I rise up. Once I perfect one degree and rise to the next one. Huh? That's tight, man. I don't know why that ain't tight for. That's amazing. Because if ever asked, what are we going to be doing in heaven? Whether you're talking about the kingdom of heaven on earth, or in the heavens, it's really vague. Like, what's the answer? Chapter and verse. Chapter and verse. What do we do in heaven once we get there? Chapter and verse. Right here, it's just showing, like, so are people mad because this actually is showing? You know what I mean? The actual system in order. That's amazing. Like, what else shows that? What else shows that? There's a whole system and order, and it's aimed off you progressing. True about this, y'all. Forever. Dang. Serious business. All right. Chapter 3 and 19. The 14th divine law was in reference to the same spirit, which was the craftsman's examination being completed. He shall then return to labor in the nurseries in heaven, becoming assistant to the ASAPs. And during this period, he shall report at the roll call, and his teachers shall take him with them down to mortals and teach him how to see and hear corporeal things. And they shall also explain to him feudalism and the obsession of mortals by drudges, so that he may understand the cause of lying, stealing, tattling, conspiracies, and murders among mortals. So you're still being educated, you understand, based off what? The activity of the drudges and their inspiration on mortals. Drudges are demons. Look at this. The 15th divine law pertains to the same spirit, which was after he had served 3 years as nurse assistant. So now what we got? What we got first, we got entered apprentice, then we got craftsman, then we got nurse assistant. Nurse assistant. Dang, there's nurseries in the heavens. Huh? Yeah, aren't there nurseries in the earth to receive newborn babies? Huh? Same in the heavens. Nurseries. Then we got a nurse assistant to the ASAP. He shall be promoted to the hospitals in heaven as assistant to the physicians, and they shall teach him the restoration of spirits in chaos. All right, so he go from a nurse assistant. Greg's a male nurse. Y'all remember? Greg's a male nurse. Oh, man. But he goes from a nurse assistant to the physicians. All right. And they shall teach him the restoration of spirits in chaos. You're going to learn that. You're going to learn how to restore spirits who are chaotic and crazy spirits and deformed spirits and of sick spirits and of spirits afflicted with foul smells who cannot clean themselves, especially of the spirits of women who produce abortion on themselves. See what you got to see what happens. When you produce abortion, you bring affliction on the angels. But somebody got to restore their chaotic spirit. Huh? And it produces a foul-smelling spirit of women who produce abortion on themselves or suffered it to be done to them, and of monomaniacs and all manner of disease spirits. And the physician shall take him with them. when they go down to mortals to remove fetals, and he shall learn how they are severed safely to both. And they shall take him to the battlefields where mortals have slain one another, whose spirits are in chaos or are still fighting. And he shall assist in bringing them away from the corporeal place, and also learn how to restore them and where to deliver them when restored. And if there are knots in any region near at hand, the physician shall take him to the knot and show him how they are untied and how they are mastered and delivered. And if there is any hell near at hand, the physician shall take him there and teach him how hell is delivered and his people restored. For 10 years he shall serve as assistant to the physicians. Good night. Good night. Y'all hear this? You're going to learn how to deliver hell too. Because our people who find themselves in some type of torment after death, that's not forever. Eventually you're going to be restored and delivered. You understand? And face your judgment behind it. And the judgment going to be, you got to clean up everything that you did. You know what I mean? Like the false, like for example, the false God who brought Lord and God into the earth and made it worshipful. And came up with a lot of false stories. You know, once he got delivered out of a knot, there was so many million of souls bound there, and they jumped him basically when his kingdom fell. They jumped him, and they all these spirits were infused into like a knot, a ball. You dig? So the job of the physicians and the assistant of the physicians is to go untie the knot and release them out of torment, to restore their chaotic spirit into balance. You know what I mean? And then they got to go hear their judgment. And so for the cat that came up with the Lord God and all that, as long as Lord God is worshiping the earth, he would never be able to. He would never be able to witness the emancipated heavens of the Creator. He's bound to the earth as long as Lord and God is worshiping His earth. He got to clean up his own. He got to clean up his own mess. So every false god, in essence, if they want to ascend to the highest heavens, or to the emancipated heavens, should I say, well, they got to clean up their own mess. Every false god has to work against the doctrine they put out there and go clean that up. Then they can, do their thing. All right, so that's what a knot. A knot is when a knot is basically a whole bunch of foul spirits infused into one ball of knot. You know what I mean? And at the center of that is usually a false god, a deity. And them other spirits usually are his servants who finally realize he ain't the creator. Nigga, you been lying to us. And his kingdom fall and they jump him. Dig? And the place of torment in hell is called a knot. So you learn as an assistant to the physicians on how to deliver hell and to sever the knots that our people find themselves in. You dig? Look at this right here. All right, so he got to do that for 10 years. The 16th divine law applied to the same spirit, which was, having fulfilled the part of assistant physician, he shall be promoted to the full rank of nurse. Greg's a male nurse. And in that department, he shall serve 10 years, which completes his emancipation in that order. And after that, any and all the nurseries of the lower heavens shall be free and open to him. And he shall go to whichever one he desires, except when specially commanded for a certain work by his Lord, by the God of his division. 17th divine law referred to the same spirit, which was, having passed a satisfactory examination by his Lord or his Lord's attendants, he shall be promoted to the full rank of physician. And in that department in heaven, he shall serve 50 years, and then his emancipation in that order shall be complete, and all the hospitals in the lower heavens shall be open to him. He shall choose whichever of them he desires as his place of labor, unless specially required by his Lord or by the God of his division. The 18th divine law affected the same spirit, which was, he shall now pass an examination by his Lord or his Lord's deputy. And if he proves himself in a knowledge of the structure of both the corporeal and spiritual man, he shall be registered as entered factor. He shall serve 12 years in forming and making fabrics for raiment and for other useful and ornamental purposes. The 19th divine law was like the 18th, except that his labor shall be gathering and transporting food for another 12 years. And the 20th divine law was like the 19th, except that his labor shall be the wielding of large bodies and of carrying them long distances. See, so you not only get educated, you go to school, you go to work. You go to school and learn these skills, and then you go to work and perfect them skills. See that? This is after you die. The 21st divine law dealt with the same spirit. He shall now enter the creative as an apprentice. 30 years he shall serve in the creative, learning how to create. And the 22nd divine law was like the 21st, except that he shall dwell in Uz and serve 12 years in learning Uz. 23rd divine law meant for the same spirit was he shall now enter college. Wow. Wow. Remember, this is all after you die. This is what your spirit is going to be learning more and more skills and putting it to work and becoming perfected. Wow. What are we going to be doing in heaven? We're reading some of it now. The 23rd divine law meant for the same spirit was he shall now enter college and serve according to his talents from 5 to 40 years, learning corporeal and Ascean measuring and distances, rotations, velocities, magnets, currents of vortices, roadways and vortices, and how to measure vortices by their spiral force, how to find the center and the periphery of vortices. And if he serves the full term of 40 years, he shall have the freedom of the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, 22nd, and 23rd commandments. And all those places shall be forever open for him. And if he chooses to go into any of them, he shall do so, unless specially ordered to some other emergent place by his Lord or the God of his division. The 24th divine law for the same spirit was, he shall now enter architecture as an apprentice. Dang. You learn HICKMAN, wow. And learn the building of heavenly mansions. In my Father's house are many mansions, right? And learn the building. We never asked, how did they get built? And learn the building of heavenly mansions and cities. And he shall serve 8 years and be promoted to build judgment seats and thrones, and serve another 16 years. 25th divine law for the same spirit was, he shall now be eligible to enter the school of light and darkness. Wow. Wow. And learn the relative power of attraction and propulsion belonging to them. And his education here shall embrace practice and experiment. Scientists, huh? He shall serve 70 years for the full course, after which, if he is proficient in creating light and darkness, he shall be emancipated from the 24th and 25th divine laws, and all those places shall be open and free to him forever. Wow. Wow. Enter the school of light and darkness. Dang. Dang, that's tight. That's tight. Dang, that's tight. That's tight. That's tight. That's amazing. Look at this. Wow. The 26th divine law for the same spirit was, he shall now serve 24 years in building and propelling heavenly boats and small ships. You're gonna be building chariots around this deal. What you talking about, baby? And the 27th divine law was similar, which was that he shall now travel 50 years in atmosphere and on the earth and on the oceans of the earth. This completed the primary education in the first resurrection. Dang. Primary education and the different resurrections. Y'all see this? This is amazing. If your mind is being blown, or if this resonates with your spirit, give me a 1 up in the chat, man. Give me a 1 up in the chat. This is amazing. You know what I mean? You be entering school, you becoming an apprentice, you're perfecting your work. You dig? And you becoming more and more high raised. You even building chariots and ships. You studying vortices, the velocity of vortices, and the roadways of vortices. Man, look. I don't know what's wrong with any Millie Mouth Negro that got a problem. This is off the chain. What is you talking about? Like, again, even if you don't agree with it, you're aware of it now. There's system and order once you cross over. There are schools. There are nurseries. All right? There's still work for you to do. There are heavenly kingdoms to build. There are thrones and judgment seats to build. There are heavenly spaceships to build and worlds to manage. This is letting you know you even see your loved ones after you die, even if they wasn't on what you was on. Look how merciful the Creator is, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, this in the OSP. Yeah, the OSP. Yeah, and we in the book of Divinity, chapter 4 next. Man, that's time. I mean, look, maybe it's not tight to you. You know, I always been a curious spirit. You know what I mean? I always been more of a scientific type. So this is like amazing when I read stuff. Because I watch the Sci-Fi Channel a lot. You know what I mean? I watch a lot of different series and all that got to do with like, you know, stuff like this. So I'm reading this, and then I think of a movie like The Eternals. You know what I mean? Or Jupiter Ascending. That's another good one. That's another good one. They show you the different ranks of the different worlds and the heavens and what's going on. It's really off the chain. But if someone was to ask you, no matter what book you holding up, what happens? Like, what are we gonna do in heaven when we get there? Like, you gonna lick your fingers and go to what? What chapter and verse? What we gonna be doing? And when you find something that's real vague, because you may find something that's real vague, it ain't gonna go into like detail, like what we just read. Can you be real with yourself and say, you know what? You dig? That has more detail over there. That's more detail. And it makes sense. You know, but it may not make sense to you. It's okay. Now, we ain't here to force nothing. You know what I mean? This is wild, though. Like, to me, this is off the chain. Like, dang. You dig? Like, you got for the first 100 years what you're going to be doing once you cross over. And let you know what you're going to be doing. You dig? Let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. We almost done with the reading for the day. Shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. Yeah, we love y'all too. Bless up, bless up, bless up, family. Bless up. Much love, love and light. Chapter 4, Book of Divinity. God said, for the spirit of a Zarathustrian or Faithist who has completed his primary education, what then? On which all the members spoke after that day of decree. He shall serve 200 years as an apprentice Louis. A Louis, y'all, is like a spiritual geneticist, right? In charge of the prenatal conditions of mortals when they're born. Angels are in charge of that. Your prenatal condition and all that. All right. So he shall serve 200 years. If you complete your primary education, this completed the primary education, the first resurrection. Once you complete that, you must serve 200 years as an apprentice Louis. Got to become a spiritual geneticist. That's hard. He shall become proficient in the knowledge of procreation of mortals, learning to prophesy what the offspring will be according to the parentage, to become wise and discerning how the spirit of a living mortal governs the flesh, to good or evil, how that spirit of a mortal controls the sex and ultimate size, health, and strength of the offspring, how the spirit of a mortal controls the sex and ultimate size, health, and strength of the offspring, to learn which the Louis shall take him to thousands of mortals. He shall make a record of what he has under observation. And when those mortals have offspring born to them, he shall make a record of it. He shall observe the character of the birth and the foundation of the child, together with what conditions surrounded the mother of the child. And he shall follow that child till it has grown up, and also married and begotten a child or children, and so on to the 6th generation. This is the 28th divine law. Look at that. You follow him up to 6 generations. This child and their children, and on down the line, observing them, studying them, making records of them. You dig? Because you're an apprentice Louis. You're learning to be a spiritual geneticist. So just like dog breeders put certain dogs together to get an offspring, you're learning to inspire certain mortals, men and women, to come together to have certain children. You understand? That may be capable of hearing the voice and the light of the Creator. Right? System in order. The whole thing is system in order. Look at this. Day of decree. After he has served 200 years, he shall be examined by his Lord or his Lord's deputy. And if proficient in prophesying to the 6th generation, he shall be entered as an ashar. So if he now has the ability to prophesy, if he has developed the skill of prophesying to 6 generations, he now can be entered as a guardian angel on a list of 412s for every moon's change. Right? So remember, it ain't just one guardian angel you have. It's a gang of them. But the 48 guardian angels shall not be guardian angels to more than 192 mortals. So you got all these guardian angels, 48 guardian angels, but on their watch, no more than 192 mortals can they observe. unless otherwise specially allotted by the Lord or God in dominion. For 4 generations of 133 years, he shall serve as an ashar, and he shall learn to have dominion over his mortal proteges night and day, not letting them, however, know his presence. Yeah, see, a lot of us don't understand. We know guardian angels are with us, but you're not sensitive to their presence, right? Not letting them, however, know his presence, to accomplish which he shall begin with his proteges in their first infancy, remaining with them while they sleep, talking to the spirit of the mortal, teaching and persuading. This was the 29th divine law, Div decreed. Having served a full term of ashore, he shall be entitled to examination by his lord or deputy. But now a new type of examination begins, which is that the examination pertains to his proteges as to what kind of fruit he has sent to heaven. Yeah, now you got to examine your students, who you done taught, who you done raised up to be better than yourself, as to what kind of fruit he has sent to heaven, the grade of his Essenes being the standard. An Essene, ESYAN, is a newborn spirit, just crossed over. The grade of his Essenes being the standard. This was the 30th divine law, Div decreed. Having passed the examination as ashore, he should now be promoted as Asaph. Right? The Asaph is one who receives the spirits. Ashore is the one that guards them and makes a report. And then at death, he's handed over to the Asaphs, where he shall serve 66 years. Here again, his examination shall be not of himself, but of the harvest of his department. Yeah. This was the 31st divine law, Div decreed. His examination being complete, he shall now receive emancipation from all preceding departments and decrees. And he shall have his choice in all places he has passed, unless otherwise specially detailed by his Lord or God of his division. This was the 32nd divine law, Div decreed. He shall now be entitled to enter the chapter of the primary soul. Look at all these different degrees and, grades of education. You constantly elevating and growing. Constantly. Constantly. This is amazing. It's amazing. Into the chapter of the primary soul. His first lesson shall be in colors and sounds. What? Hold on. Both of corporal, both of physical and spiritual. First, beginning with gray of not more than 3 combinations. And when he has mastered these, he shall have 4, then 5, then 10, then 100, and so on until when any combination of colors is placed before him, he can instantly perceive every color, shade, and tint, and the apparent velocity of light and its force emanate. Good night. What are you talking about? You see how you're constantly advancing. You're becoming a highly raised, advanced angel. And you in school to learn it. After you die, years get spent. You raise up. But notice this right here. This hard. What are you talking about? First, beginning with the gray of not more than 3 combinations of colors. Right? And when he has mastered the 3 combinations of colors or gray, he shall have 4 combinations, then 5. And then 10 combinations, then 100, and so on, until when any combination of colors is placed before him, he can instantly perceive every color, shade, and tint, and the apparent velocity of light and its force emanate. Bag drop. What is you talking about? You can just look at a mixture of colors and tell what they are and the velocity of light. The color, shade, tint, and the apparent velocity of light and its force emanate. What are we talking about here? What are we really talking about? Look at this. Look at this. And he shall pursue this study until he can create in spirit the counterpart of anything in physicality. Huh? You're going to study that color. You're going to study that velocity of light and the force emanating until you can make or create in spirit the counterpart of anything in the physical. Huh? Yeah, you're a mini creator. Right? You're going to study all that until you can create a counterpart to the physicality or the physical world. You got to create it in the spiritual world, though. That's hard. And of sounds, true about this, and of sounds he shall proceed in the same way. First, learning a combination of 3, so that when his teacher produces any 3 sounds or notes together, he can hear them and determine the exact velocity of each wave. Look at this. Then he shall begin with 4 sounds, then 5, then 10, then 100, and even 1,000, which even though made in the same instant, he shall detect every one and the velocity and force of each. This was the 33rd divine law. You see how advanced you become? To where you can hear a whole bunch of sounds combined at once and tell them all apart. And the velocity and force of each. Good night. What are you complaining about? What's demonic about what we talking about? We talking about you becoming what you was created to become. One with your maker, highly advanced. The way you can just look at something and feel and smell the disorder. You can just look at something and see the disharmony. Or you can just look at a color or a paint and tell exactly what all was used, tints, shades, textures, what all was used to even bring this forth. And the velocity and the force emanating off of it. You mean to tell me this is demonic? Div decree, he should now begin the practice of combining, creating color by sounds. Oh, man. Now you about to create colors with sounds? You doing all this after you die and cross over. What are we talking about here? Wow. Look at this. He should now begin the practice of combining, creating color by sounds and sounds by colors, both in corporate, physicality, and spirit. His teacher should make explosions with light and explosions without light. And by using only his eye and ear, he shall be able to determine the elements by which the explosions were made. This was the 34th divine law. What is we really talking about here? Just by looking at it and hearing the explosions, right? He shall be able to determine the elements by which the explosions were made with this color and with this light. Sounds and color. Wow. Div decree, he shall go far away from the explosions, and when the waves come to him, even though he does not hear the explosion, he shall be able to determine by the sound waves, the waves, of what substance the explosions was made, and whether in light or darkness, and if in light, what colors were manifested. This was the 35th divine law. Y'all, what are we talking about? We're talking about you becoming highly advanced to where you ain't even got to hear the explosion, right? You can just feel the sound wave off of it because you're so far away. And you'll be able to what? Determine by the waves of what substance the explosion was made, and whether in light or darkness. And if in light, what colors were manifested. Off an explosion, you can't even hear, but feel through the sound waves. Yeah. You stay on sippy cup mode if you want to. You know what I mean? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, nah. Eventually, you got to graduate, right? Amount of faith in the building. My beloved sister Ursha, salute in the name of the Most High. Bless up, Queen. How you doing? Praise. Look at this. Look at this right here. Verse 12. Div decree, he should not receive instruction in the sounds of conversation. First, his teacher should cause him to hear 2 people conversing at the same time, missing nothing that is said. Then 3, then 4, then 5, then 10, then 100, then 1,000. But no greater number in this department. This was the 36th divine law. You'll be able to what? Tell the difference between 1,000 people talking at one time? Look at this. Div decree, he should now analyze the waves of voice, your voice waves. You better analyze that, right? In which he cannot hear the sounds. His teacher shall station him in a certain place and cause him to read the waves of light and sound that come to him, so that he knows not only the words spoken, but the kind of person speaking or singing. This was the 37th divine law. Div decreed, his teacher shall now cause him to read the waves of light. You're going to be reading waves of light, brothers and sisters. Huh? His teacher shall now cause him to read the waves of light and sound emanating from 2 persons talking at the same time, whom he cannot hear. He shall understand not only the words spoken, of the kind of person speaking. Then he shall read the waves in the same way for 3 persons, then 4, then 8, then 100, and even 1,000. This was the divine law, and he shall understand not only the word spoken, but the kind of person speaking. From you learning to read the waves of light and sound emanate from a conversation. What are we talking about here? Near the creed. Then he shall be taken near a battlefield where mortals are in deadly conflict, and he shall be stationed far enough away so he does not hear the sounds. But when the waves come to him, he shall read them and know the number of the men in battle, the kind of weapons in use, and the cause of contention. This was the 39th divine law. Div decreed he shall now be promoted to be a messenger between lords and between lords and gods. This was the 40th divine law. Div decreed for 100 years he shall serve as messenger. And at the end of that time, his lords and gods shall render his record and promote him to marshal. Wow. And at this, his emancipation from all the preceding decrees, and departments shall open these latter to him. Choose whatever department he desires, except on such time and occasions especially required by his Lord or God. This was the 41st divine law. Div decreed for 200 years he shall serve as marshal, and under as many as 40 lords and gods, and in as many as 20 heavenly kingdoms. This was the 42nd divine law. Look at this. Div decreed he shall now be promoted Lord. You see how many years got to go by before you become a Lord? Look at that. Div decreed he shall now be promoted Lord and have dominion over a city or nation of mortals and over the spirits belonging to that city or nation. This was the 43rd divine law. Y'all, you see how many hundreds of years got to go by before you can even be promoted to a Lord? And the Lord gonna have what? Dominion over a city or a nation of mortals and over the spirits belonging to the city or nation. Wow. We'll pick back up in chapter 5 next time we get to this. Wow, 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 wow. Mind blown. Mind blown. All praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High, the ever-present, the Creator, the all in all, the ever-present, the always was, is, and ever shall be. Mighty YAHWH, salute you all in the name of the Creator. Hey, look. That was amazing though, right? Because a lot of us always had questions like, what are we gonna be doing in heaven? You understand? Whether you're talking about the kingdom of heaven on earth or, or in the heavens, like, you understand? What are we going to be doing? And then when you ask somebody to give you chapter and verse about that, it's real vague. That right there gave you system and order, your different, as you rise and become more advanced, your different rank and title and all that. It went from everything from reading sound waves, and determining the difference between 1,000 different conversations, and you ain't even nowhere around them. You know what I mean? To determine what is being said, who said it, and what kind of person said it. That, all the way up to creation and creating worlds and studying the creation and dissipation of worlds, and man, becoming an Ashar, guardian angel, or Asaph, those who receive the souls. Learning how to deliver hell in 7 knots. You understand? Like, this is amazing. What is y'all talking about? Like, that's tight to know. You dig? Now I can understand, you know what, I can somewhat understand what can possibly happen once I cross over. And it's just to make you aware. You ain't got to believe it or not, but that's amazing because we've always had questions like, I wonder if I'll see my loved ones again. What we've read, you will, even if they wasn't on what you was on, right? I wonder what we gonna be doing in heaven. Well, this is the primary education of the first resurrection, right? Now we into the second resurrection, the education and all that, right? This is what you got to do, right? And it's proactive, building spaceships and chariots, and right, and it's all to what? To raise up others, to benefit others, to spread light unto the mortals. Raise them on up, angels included. You dig? So I thought that was amazing. I wanted to come on here and chop it up with y'all. Got to get back out here in these streets and make a few things happen. Crazy in St. Louis yesterday, a school shooting. May the Creator have mercy on the young sister that died, man. I heard a sister died and a teacher. A school shooting down there. You dig? And then while that was going on, there was reports of other guns being brought to other schools and all that. So all that was going on down here. So y'all continue to pray for our people, pray for our safety and all that. But we all good, all our children straight. But hey, prayers of comfort and prayers of healing to all the families who have lost, you know what I mean, loved ones. Hopefully this lesson comforts you though, because guess what you found out today? You get to see your loved ones after you cross over. Even if they wasn't on what you was on, you still get to see them, chop it up with them and all that. You did. You get educated, you go to school, you go to work, you perfect your craft, right? You learn how to build up kingdoms. You study vortices, right? The roadways of vortices, the velocity of vortices. You learn to read sound waves. You know what I mean? Whether it's emanating from colors and light or voices from people or even a battlefield. You know what I mean? So that's powerful. Like, dang, okay, so we cross over. I do get to see Pops and them, Big Mama and them, Cuzzo and them, right? That comforts, and that's what we need to be doing. Comfort your people, man. You know what I mean? Comfort your people. Comfort them. The Creator is not getting off on you being afraid and being ignorant of what's going on. Comfort your people. Like, look, you'll see them again. You dig? They rising in the graves. Or if they in a place of torment, eventually they're going to be delivered out of that. You dig? Spirit restored to balance. You dig? Then they got to, come before true God, hear their judgment. And their judgment is simply, you got to go clean up what you messed up. You got to clean it up. You see? So all praises, man. Like y'all, we at the bottom of the fishbowl. This is kindergarten. We arguing over kindergarten. PK4. Oh no, it get better, man. Like, so when I read it, I was like, man, this is amazing. Like, dang, that's tight. You dig? Especially for the Millie Mouth, that got a problem what's going on, WASP and all that. Man, listen to me. Get to it and get to reading it. If you can deal with it being non-biased, be prepared to get your mind blown. It's real talk. It's some, some major jewels. And it answers a lot of questions that you may still have. One of the questions is, do I get to see my loved ones once I die and cross over, right? And what we going to be doing in heaven? You got both of those. You got just a small portion of those questions answered today in vivid detail. You know what I'm talking about? So, man, all praise, all glory, all honor. Shout out to my Nazarene Sing Faith's family. Then shout out to the Creative Gang, man. You bring them, we raise them. We and everybody here rent free right now. Good. People have stood down, canceled debates. Good. So we just teach. And whoever got the testicular fortitude of a squirrel, your thumbs ain't broke. You understand? Millie Mouth Negroes love to make videos, but none of y'all want to catch no fade head up, though. So we just teaching. We teaching and we encouraging our people to get better. Look what awaits you. And even that ain't even here. Let me read something else to y'all too before we get out of here. Let me show y'all something. I found this amazing as well. Let me show y'all something. It's a real quick one verse. All right. And it's about the emancipated heavens. In my Father's house are many mansions. You know what I mean? I'm going to show y'all this, though, man. This was amazing when I read it. I say, man, look at this. We around here talking about. We over here mad about, talking about, you know what I mean? Nothing. Huh? Okay. I'll be up there in a minute. Let me show y'all something. This is amazing player right here. Oof. Hold on. I'm gonna read this. This is crazy. Let me read this for y'all real quick. Oh, praises. You know what I mean? Life is so much more easier. Take all that pressure off of you. You know what I mean? Take all that pressure off of you. All right, so this right here, y'all, is WASP 2, the book of Fraga Pati. Crazy name. All right, chapter 3. I'm gonna jump down to like verse 12. I'm gonna read on down. Okay, right here. Start at verse 12. All right. All right, now check this out before we get out of here. To Evul, now the ship made its way, were 7 Etherian worlds. Now, Etheria is the emancipated, it's the heavens outside of the earth and her heavens. All right, it's the emancipated heavens. To Evul, now the ship made its way, where 7 Etherian worlds lie bordered in the Ark of Nu, being pastures of Elim, god of Ushin, where another host of 2 billion congregated, to see them pass, cheering with singing, trumpets, and stringed instruments. And to this god, Elim, being friends for 90,000 years. What are we talking about her? They've been partners 90,000 years. Fragapati and Elim. Like they know each other. Probably was in the same schools and everything. Elim being friends for 90,000 years. Fragapati calls the banners of the float to salute on the sign Jehovah's name. And Elim answered him with 1,000,000 posts of light amid the waving of innumerable banners. So Fragapati and his crew, they on a mission from the Creator to come check on Earth. You dig? And so the higher heavens understand the movement and what's going on. So, partners for 90,000 years, you understand, is making sure everybody all good. Check this out. Onward moved the float, the fire ship, with its 10 million joyous souls, now nearing the borders of Hurub, the boundary of Fragapati's honored regions, where he was known for hundreds of thousands of years and for his work on many worlds. Here reached Savorkum, the roadway of the solar phalanx, the solar system, near the post of Dan, where 500 million Etherians were quartered. It's 500 million on a void. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Let me show you what was going on. Oh, snap. My bad. Show y'all what's going on here. This is amazing. He's coming to deliver the earth out of darkness on a voyage of exploration of more than 4. Oh, dang, hold on. Okay, it said right here, near the post of Dan, where 500 million Etherians were quartered, 500 million, on a voyage of exploration of more than 4 million years. You mean to tell me they on a space trip, on a spaceship through the emancipated heavens, and that they've been on this trip for 4 million years. Look at this. It's how vast the creations is. Rich stored with glories of great Jehovah's universe. Their Kolu, their ship, was almost like a world. That's how big this fire ship was. It was almost like a world. So vast and stored with all appurtenances, they talked of going home. Their pilots have been coursing the firmament since long before the earth was made. Look at this. And knew more than 1 million roadways in the Etherian worlds, and were best to travel to witness the grandest contrasting scenes. They all around Creator's creation. Look at this. 4 million year space trip. Look at this. By their invitation, Fragapati halted here a while, and the hosts interchanged their love and discoursed on their purposes, rejoicing in the glories of Yahweh's everlasting kingdoms. And though they had lived so long and seen so much, everyone had new and wondrous works to tell of. For so great is the inventive power of the Great Spirit that never twice alike will one find the scenes in the Etherian worlds, but radiant, each different, all moving into everlasting changes, as if each one were to outdo the former in beauty and magnificence. He like, look, you can't even, everyone had new and wondrous works to tell of. For so great is the inventive power of Yahuwah that never twice alike will one find the scenes in the Etherian worlds, but radiant and each different, all moving into everlasting changes, as if each one were to outdo the former. So they never saw the same thing twice. And everything they saw after something they thought was the greatest, you dig, outdo what they saw before. You dig? That's major. That's major. You know what I mean? So all praise, glory, and honor to the Creator, the Most High. I just want to come on and share that with y'all today. You know what I mean? Salute and peace to the righteous gods and goddesses in training, my brothers and sisters. Believe that, know that. Y'all continue to pray for us as we pray for y'all. We touch and agree as an organic body to come against all forces of evil, anything said against us. We cover ourselves with the eternal spirit, the great spirit, the Yahuwah, from the crown of our head to the soles of our feet. You understand? And we're here to shine this light of darkness and bust up a few hells and deliver hell. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You gonna get this light. You gonna, with loaded luck, say, you gonna get this work. You gonna get this light. You gonna get this light and more abundant. We ain't gonna do nothing but turn up. You dig? It's all about spiritual progression from here on out. You dig? Peace be within you and without you, right? And whatever you dealing with, just know for sure. You understand? That you can be delivered from that. Focus, right? Focus on it. See it, feel it, claim it, because it is yours. You dig? So all praises, glory, and honor, love all y'all in deed and truth. You understand? Create a gang, you bring them, we raise them. Salute to the gods, salute to the goddesses in training, my beloved brothers and sisters. And y'all already know. You dig? Strap up, back up. We about here. Love and light. Y'all.
Took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really nothing between you and I. We were conscious. MELCHIZEDEK music. Always found my face at the bottom of a bottle of liquor, drowning my strongholds, my poison, my liver. But Yahweh delivered, but that chip on my shoulder got bigger. Lust took control of my system, ego swallowed my wisdom. Through it all, I am a victim. At least that's what I told myself. Meanwhile, Bible collecting dust on that old bookshelf, trying to point the finger but can blame no one else. It was me, eyes wide shut so I couldn't see, robbing niggas with a pistol that was bigger than me. Like, give me all you got, I make you bleed. The courts found me guilty. I was labeled insane. The judge said to me, the dreams to change. My doing time in the cage, something changed. My eye open, now I'm focused. I shed a tear when I wrote this, cause I know this, that I'm conscious. Yeah, no longer a convict to conflict. Righteous over nonsense. Many layers to this content while searching through the fine print. Judah had a struggle, safe to say I got it honest. Salute the Most High, I'm paying homage. Took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
A
and
reflection.
I realized
You need
I
a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living a lie. Many struggles in my life,
A
but I
reflection.
survived.
You need a
There's really
spiritual
no difference between
inspection.
you and we want conscious.
Hustling backwards, I was chasing an illusion. 1 minus 2, that's a loss, it ain't a movement. Plus I'm getting fronted, still broke who I'm fooling. Risking my life and time, answer the confusion. And I got a different woman 7 days out the week. Spirit in dividends and I ain't getting sleep. Warning from the Holy Spirit, I don't even speak. The pastor when he preached make the Bible seem weak, so I can't relate. Even though I'm blood related to the one made in his image, the first created. An Israelite life for real, that's not debated. He always been there, so it's time, it ain't belated. Walking in his marvelous light, it feels amazing. Light body spiritual vibe is what I'm raising. Live your life, but don't forget about your lessons. It's called reflection, the spiritual inspection.
Myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living a lie. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
I
and
reflect.
I realized
You
I
need a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living the life. Many struggles in my life.
I reflect. You need a spiritual inspection.
You and I, we
See, I
want
was a whoremonger, chasing straight. And if she crossed my path, I tried to have my way. All praises to the Most High for giving me grace. Now I can make amends for my wretched way. I did a self-check and didn't like what I saw. I was doing common sense, wasn't set apart. I had to make a change, started with the word. I quickly realized we was living the curve. Now I let the Abba guide my steps, and the next thing you knew, all my stress and left. Now I have shalom all in my life. Until my last breath, I'ma fight to do what's right in the Most High side.
I was caught up in perception, living the life. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself
A
and
reflection.
I realized
You
I
need a
was caught up in
spiritual
perception,
inspection.
living the life. Many struggles in my life,
A
but I
reflection.
survived.
You need a spiritual inspection.
You and I, we want conscious.
A reflection. You need a spiritual inspection.
Took a look inside myself and I realized I was caught up in perception, living the life. Many struggles in my life, but I survived. There's really no difference between you and I. We want conscious.
South 71 Music.